Capital One Bowl Mania.
From Toyota Stadium in Frisco, Texas, welcome to the Tropical Smoothie Cafe Frisco Bowl as part of Capital One Bowl Mania. It's day one of bowl season, which marks the beginning of the end of college football season, and this matchup is one of beginnings and endings. Kent State can author a new beginning. If they win today, it would be the Golden Flash's first bowl win in school history. And for the big headliner in this game, Utah State quarterback Jordan Love, this is his ending, his final game as an Aggie. He's one of the top quarterback prospects in the NFL draft. That wasn't always the case. As a high school freshman, 5'6", 145, now 6'4", 225. Utah State, his only Division I offer out of high school. The numbers, much better a season ago than they are this year. And Aggie Nation loves their quarterback, Jordan Love, reciprocating that love with a heartfelt letter to his fans. But there was a question all the way up until yesterday whether Love would play today because of an off-field incident. Chris Budden has the details.
Anish, earlier this week, police charged Jordan Love and two teammates, running back Gerald Bright and receiver Sean Carter, with a misdemeanor possession of a controlled substance. Police were responding to a call alleging that Utah State football players were smoking marijuana at an apartment in Logan, Utah over the weekend. Head coach Gary Anderson staunchly defending his players at a press conference yesterday.
I just hope at the end of this whole thing that those people can have the same miserable day that those kids had when these articles come out, right? I hope they can have those same miserable days.
Anish, all three of those players will play today. Anderson said there was never a question whether they play. An arraignment is also set for December 30th.
Again, to remember, it was a citation, not an arrest. This will all play out in the courts. Utah State has its own process. Anish Raff, John Kangemi. NFL teams are going to ask Jordan Love about what happened. It may extend his interview sessions, but looking at him as a pro prospect, what intrigues you?
I think his size as a quarterback at 6'4", 225 pounds. I think his arm strength is elite. I think he can make all the throws around the football field, and I think he can escape. I think he has the athletic ability to hang in the pocket, buy some time, get on the perimeter, and make plays. Most importantly, he's been productive. He's thrown for over 8,300 yards and 57 touchdowns. This is a player that the NFL, once he gets by the interviews at the Combine, the interviews at Senior Bowl, hopefully he's there, all those things, I think they're going to fall in love with Jordan Love.
It would have been real easy for Jordan Love to say, you know what, I'm not playing in this game. But when he told Gary Anderson, I'm going pro and I'm skipping my senior year, Gary Anderson said, so are you playing in the bowl game? And Love's response, come on, coach.
Yeah, I'm there. And that's the type of player he is. And I think that's the type of player he's been for the Aggies for the last 3 seasons. And that's why his teammates respect him, and that's why I think he's going to have a heck of a bowl game.
Kent State won the toss. They defer. Utah State with a fair catch on the kickoff, and the Aggies will begin at their own 25-yard line, and we get a look at Jordan Love right away. Todd McShay has Love ranked as the number 6 quarterback that's draft eligible. He's got a chance to break a number of school records today. And today's the start of opportunity for Love. A down season, but you've got the bowl game, you've got a Senior Bowl invite, you've got Pro Day, and you've got the Combine to build up that draft stock.
Well, he has a lot of opportunities, and he's had that throughout his career, but now they're getting more important because the closer you get to the end, and today it's the end of his college career, he has a bright future if he can keep building on the things he does on the field for the Aggies.
He finds Jordan Nathan, a favorite target of his, on first down for a pickup of 6 yards. It brings up 2nd and 4. Nathan, a junior from Monrovia, California. One big weapon missing for Love today. That is tight end Caleb Rep, out with an injury. And a handoff here to Gerald Bright. And Bright, the leading rusher on the team, able to move the chains. If he's got a big game today, Bright's got a chance at 1,000 yards, needing 170 plus. Utah State going quickly. Both teams use a lot of tempo. Now Love on the move, and he slides down across the 45-yard line. No flag at the end of the play. Looked like there might have been a late hit.
Yeah, that's surprising. Love gave himself up about the 45-yard line, and you would think you were going to get 15. That's 15 all day. I think the officials just missed that. Phillips was coming in from the far side of the field.
Back to Nathan, into Kent State territory, and Jordan Nathan to the 40-yard line, a gain of 15 more.
You can see the tempo that Utah State likes to play with on offense, and with a quarterback that's as dynamic as Jordan Love, he escaped the pocket, he's able to make plays with his legs, and he gets that offense to the line of scrimmage.
We were talking during the week, we hadn't seen him run as much this year as last year. Now Nathan on the perimeter, using his speed, and he's out of bounds. Another first down for Utah State, a gain of 12.
Well, so far they are wearing out Jordan Nathan. They're doing a good job of getting the football to him in the passing game. Here on the fly sweep motion, he's going to get that perimeter. No one setting the edge for Kent State on the wide side of the field.
Bright up the gut, and he hammerheads to the 20-yard line, close to another first down.
Tackle made by number 28.
Well, I like the line surge that Utah State is using on that offense early in this game.
This time, Bright taken down in the backfield. Quantrez Knight, the Maryland transfer, coming up from the safety position.
He's the one guy on that defense, I think, that has NFL potential to be able to recognize and be able to make plays behind the line of scrimmage when he's forced up into the box to stop the run.
Utah State, 42% on third down this season. They told us they really like the matchup on the outside against the Kent State corners. And that time he finds the tight end, Carson Terrell, his 12th catch of the season, starting again in place of the injured rep.
Quick release, accurate with the football, and the velocity to throw him open.
Screen pass, it's Nathan again. Bounces to the outside, and Nathan bumped out of bounds inside the 5. Of note defensively for Kent State, they are without Jamal Parker, their top corner, suspended for the first half for a targeting call in the last game against Eastern Michigan.
This is where Love normally would be a running threat in this offense.
Instead, a handoff, and Bright into the end zone. A 75-yard symphony by Utah State on the opening drive.
It doesn't get much better than that opening drive for Utah State. The orchestrator, Jordan Love, just distributing the football in the passing game, and let's give some credit to that offensive line and Gerald Bright. He was north and south that entire series. This time inside the 10-yard line, makes one player miss behind the line of scrimmage from Kent State, and he's into the end zone.
Utah State without its regular holder today, but it matters not as Eberle, one of the best kickers in the country, puts it through. 10 plays, 75 yards. Mr. Brightside, Gerald Bright, his 9th rushing TD of the season.
The Tropical Smoothie Cafe Frisco Bowl. Brought to you by Tropical Smoothie Cafe. Eat better and feel better at Tropical Smoothie Cafe.
Got the big cowboy hats, part of the gift suite, and the arrival dinner at Ruby's, a Texas barbecue joint. That is the official Frisco beach party. John, they stole your outfit.
You know what? Somebody took my pass. I was supposed to be down there.
Isaiah McCoy will run this out for Kent State. And he should have fair caught it. Does not get to the 20-yard line. Dustin Crum, the starting quarterback for Kent State. He was not the starter to begin the season. Took over in week 2. He's got an 18-2 touchdown to interception ratio. Only Justin Fields, the Heisman finalist, with a better ratio in college football this year. And those numbers stack up historically. You look at Crum, tops in the MAC in completion percentage, and pretty smart in the classroom, an aerospace engineering major. Crum's throw and miscommunication in the direction of Carrigan. 2nd and 10.
Well, this is a guy that kind of he's grown into the position. He wasn't strong in the offseason. He wasn't as accurate, but he made up for that in the summer. He kept competing. He got better with more reps, and I think this is a quarterback in the MAC that's going to grow into being one of the best in the league.
And the fifth-year senior Will Matthews fighting and able to get about 1.5 yards. Matthews missed the first 5 games coming off knee surgery, went for 100+ in his first game back, and he has been the lead back since the top rusher, Joel Shaw, was dismissed from the team last month.
They're going to have to make a big conversion here on 3rd down early in this game.
Crum taking a shot downfield for McCoy. Got McCoy in stride. It's a foot race to the end zone. Touchdown, Isaiah McCoy.
You want some offense? I think we're going to get some offense.
We're going to have a penalty. McCoy took his helmet off at the end of the play, and that might be unsportsmanlike.
Yeah, I think it was, and McCoy just outran the Utah State defensive back. Just a pure sprint. Unbelievable how he can get behind coverage on 3rd and long that easy.
That is his 5th TD catch of 40+ this season.
And you know, we talked about Dustin Crum with the coaching staff last night for Kent State. The one thing they talked about
after the play, unsportsmanlike conduct, offense number 23 took his helmet off on the field of play. The penalty being 15 yards and forced on the kickoff.
Ken Ante, the referee, part of a Conference USA crew.
The one thing they talked about, Anish, was the deep ball, was being able to get it downfield. They've done it all season long. Mike Kerrigan's one of those guys. Isaiah McCoy, obviously, on that play was one of those guys. But the guy that's improved the most was Dustin Crum. Perfect throw.
Extra point by Matthew Trickett is good. We've got some fireworks early in Frisco.
We've got some execution on both sides of the football on offense. What a route. This is just a speed route going right by Williams, and what a throw by Dustin Crum. We're all tied up at Frisco.
November 14th, Kent State was 3-6, down 21 points to Buffalo, less than 8 minutes to go. Xavier Williams finds the end zone. The Golden Flashes get closer. Kent State recovers the onside kick. Very next play, Williams again takes the screen pass, 41 yards, house call. Special teams to the rescue once more. A blocked punt by Kent State. Now a chance to tie deep in Buffalo territory. Mike Carrigan, the game-tying touchdown catch. And as time expires in regulation, Matthew Trickett, the game-winning 44-yard field goal. That kept this team's postseason hopes alive. Kent State followed it up with a win against Ball State on a late field goal, then held off Eastern Michigan. Sean Lewis, in his 2nd season, the youngest head coach in the FBS, has brought Kent State to a bowl game for just the 4th time in school history.
Brings so much energy to this university and this football team, and how can you not respect the way he stands in front of that team and talks to him, and you know, he relates to him because of his age.
Here is the dangerous Savon Scarver. And he's tackled shy of the 40-yard line. We told you Jordan Love was a big-time pro prospect. Todd McShay gives us the ins and outs.
Well, the one player to watch in this game in terms of the NFL is Jordan Love, the quarterback for Utah State. This guy, he struggled this year. He didn't have the season that he expected to have. 16 interceptions so far. And on the big stage against LSU, not his best game. But if you study him from a physical tool standpoint, there's a lot to work with. That's why NFL teams are really looking at him maybe as a day 2 prospect somewhere in that 3rd round range. He's 6'4", 225 pounds. He's got mobility. He loves the game. He's got great passion for it. He's very intelligent. He's just got to be a better decision maker. And I think that's going to be the big difference at the next level. It's going to take 2 or 3 years. But again, as a 3rd round pick, watch Love today. He's going to have a huge game, I think, in his final game against Kent State in the bowl.
That was his first incompletion, 4 of 5. Kent State showing pressure. Knight coming up to the line of scrimmage from his safety position. Going into the last regular season game, Love actually had more interceptions than TDs, but it is almost a brand new supporting cast. Love finds Savon Scarver, and he's close to the marker. Last year, 32 TD passes, just 6 interceptions. This year, 17 to 16 yards, down a little bit, not running as much, but 4 new offensive linemen. You lose a running back to the NFL. You lose most of your top receiving targets as well. Nathan tackled for a loss on 3rd down. KJ Sherrill wears one of those coveted single-digit numbers, coming up with a big play, and it's 4th down and the punt team coming on.
Well, Sherrill just beats the block at the line of scrimmage. It's going to be one of those quick receiver screens, a bubble, and he gets outside of Marner, the wide receiver. That's just a good instinctive play by Sherrill.
And that's a good sign for Kent State. Utah State told us they felt they had an advantage with the bubble screens and tunnel screens.
That's right.
Bartolik punting it away. And the fair catch is made inside the 25. Keys to the game brought to you by Dollar General.
Well, I think it's really important for Utah State when they have the football. They got to get it to their playmakers. Nathan and Marner, those are the 2 guys on the outside, and then win against man coverage. That's what the defense just did on 3rd down. They're able to win man-to-man coverage on the perimeter and make a play. They have to do it on the deep ball. That's one of the things you'd like to see happen through the consistency of this game. And then for Kent State on offense, they have to protect the pocket. They can really get edge pressure from Utah State. That's the one thing that they have to guard against.
This is Crum on the QB keeper. Only got about 2. Crum is the team's leading rusher. You saw the throw he made to McCoy for a touchdown, the deep ball. You alluded to this. One of the reasons Crum was a backup for 2 years and did not start to begin this year, arm strength and a lack of it. Not much for Matthews. It's 3rd down.
Well, I think the more reps he was able to get over the summertime and the more confidence he got with his wide receivers, I think he just got stronger in doing it. He got in the weight room. He added about 10 or 15 pounds. So there's a lot of things that added to his being more successful from the pocket.
How rare is that, a quarterback improving his arm strength?
Normally you don't.
Dolka, the Syracuse transfer with a 1st down and another 3rd down conversion for Kent State.
Yeah, I think Kent State's going to run a lot of these tunnel screens, middle screens, because of the aggressiveness of Utah State. That's a good job by Crum, the quarterback, just retreating enough to be able to dump the football in an easy completion for a 1st down.
And now more tempo from this flash fast offense. Will Matthews again for a nice pickup. Utah State defensively lost their best player, David Woodward, about 6 games ago. He's still their team leader in tackles, and they have not really replaced his production. Little trickeration. Crum looking, and now he'll run, and he's out of bounds. It'll bring up another 3rd down from the 45.
Really good decision by Dustin Crum not to throw this football down the field because there was nowhere to go. Everybody from Utah State in that secondary stayed in coverage. That's a really good disciplined play defensively by the Aggies.
The speedy Xavier Williams in on 3rd down. Crum will keep it. And Crum reaching across, and he's got a 1st down for Kent State. Eric Munoz made the tackle.
And why not Crum? He's their team leader on the ground. He does a little bit of everything for this offense. I like the way he gets the guys up to the line of scrimmage, gets them organized, and I just like the intangibles he brings as a young guy.
Price in motion. He gets it on the fly sweep. Chased in the background and tripped up by Eric Munoz. Munoz off to a good start. He has stepped into David Woodward's position. A young man who did not generate any stats all season long until the Wyoming game, when as a walk-on he had 13 tackles, 2 picks. Shortly afterwards was awarded a scholarship.
Well, he takes a perfect angle there. He wasn't going to be able to get outside, but he took the angle from that middle linebacker spot and just used his speed to track down the ball carrier.
On 2nd and long. And this is Williams close to the original line of scrimmage. Chris.
It's been quite the journey for Munoz. He started at a Division II school, transferred to a junior college. His dad didn't want him to transfer after his freshman year. He said, I think you might regret it. His dad called him after he got the scholarship. Eric told me, my dad's very stubborn. He never says he's wrong, but he said this time, I'm glad I was wrong the way everything's played out.
Yeah, the coach has raved about his character, his work ethic, what he does in the classroom. Crum, a lot of room, still on his feet, still going, stiff arm across the 30, and yet another third down conversion for the Golden Flashes.
There's the intangibles. We talked about the edge pressure that Utah State would like to apply. They did, but Crum was better. He stepped inside of it and made a big play.
Now going quickly. This is Antoine Dixon. And Dixon across the 15. Another first down for Kent State. Antoine Dixon was the team's top wideout in 2015, then missed 2 whole seasons with a rare blood disorder. Last year, the Mayo Clinic Comeback Player of the Year.
I think the tempo got to Utah State here. One of those big defensive linemen just took a knee, trying to buy a timeout.
Kent State driving, threatening. Tied at 7 in Frisco. Antoine Dixon, who made the last catch, missed 2 entire seasons with a rare blood disorder, aplastic anemia. At one point, his weight dropped to 125. He got a life-saving bone marrow transplant from his father and put together quite a productive season last year, and the Mayo Clinic named him their Comeback Player of the Year. A story of a man who certainly is a profile in courage.
Absolutely.
Kent State in the red zone. Crum keeps it on the zone read right up the middle. Crum inside the 5. It's 1st and goal for the Golden Flashes.
Well, it's been the running ability of Crum and their ability to stay on the field on third down so far. Outstanding.
Xavier Williams hesitates and spins into the end zone. Kent State with the lead.
Partner, the first team that plays defense in this game might be the one that ends up winning. But right now, it is all offense. And for Kent State, they've been so successful. Once they appear in the red zone, when they cross the opponent's 20-yard line, they've been very good. The hesitation really froze Utah State in their defense, and that enabled Williams to get into the end zone. That's 13 of 14 scoring drives in the red zone during this 3-game winning streak for Kent State.
PAT makes it 14-7, a 12-play, 77-yard drive. Kent State led by the youngest head coach in the FBS, Sean Lewis, 33 years old. Before the game and pregame warm-ups, he was running 100 yards back and forth 3 times.
He was making me tired a little bit.
Had the headphones on, was listening to Drake.
That was pretty impressive, I have to say. I like the contest. How about all the coaches that are sprinting off the bus? Whoever gets dressed first and gets out on the football field wins the contest, and they're running up and down the field.
And they've got another contest. It's called the Beard Gang.
Yeah.
Before the season, players and some coaches made a pact. You do not shave the beard until the end of the season. And you're allowed to trim up the mustache. The unwanted neck hair you can shave, but you cannot touch the length of the beard. That cannot be compromised. Sean Lewis did tell us after the game his wife will be waiting and waiting with clippers.
Yes. Yeah, there's some strong beards on the side of Kent State. I think coach is number 1 though right now.
If there was a Paul Bunyan look-alike contest, we'd have quite a few finalists. They're going to kick it away from the dangerous Sarver, and Utah State will start at the 35-yard line. Tomorrow on ABC, 3 more bowl games. Alcorn State, North Carolina A&T, the Celebration Bowl, the HBCU Championship. That's at noon Eastern on ABC. Then SMU and FAU. Sonny Dykes getting an extension today. The Mustangs winning 10 games this year. Best season since the days of the Pony Express. And Chris Peterson will coach his final game at UW against his old school Boise State. That'll be fun to watch.
That should be fun to watch. And how about SMU, the season they had this year? Outstanding.
A quarterback from these parts, Shane Buechele, Arlington native, Texas transfer. Jalen Warren picks up only a yard, a junior college transfer. Warren opened the season with back-to-back 100-yard games, then got banged up. Really hasn't been healthy since, but much healthier with the time off leading up to today. Love has time in the pocket. There's that NFL arm downfield. Incomplete. He wanted Compton. It's third down.
Well, that's limiting the explosive plays and winning in that man-to-man coverage. That's exactly what Kent State needs to do against Jordan Love. This is almost a great one-handed catch by Compton. Sticks that right mid out there and almost brings it down from Jordan Love.
Utah State told us they expect pressure from Kent State. Let's see if the Golden Flashes bring at least 5. They'll rush 4. Love finds Warren, can't hold on, it's intercepted. Mandela Lawrenceburg caught it after it bounced off Warren, and that's the 17th interception thrown by Love. You can't pin that one entirely on him.
No, and it's the hit by Sherrill. He comes out of that zone coverage and puts a helmet or a shoulder pad right on the football, separates the football from Warren. It's just laying in the air. And what a great job by Lawrenceburg to come over and get the interception.
Kent State told us those opportunities to come away with interceptions, forced turnovers, you can't let them slip away against an NFL quarterback. Crum.
Sudden change.
Sudden change going long, incomplete. Mike Carrigan.
Boy, that looked like interference.
Was guarded by Cameron Haney. No flag on the play.
It looked like Haney may have gotten
Oh, that's definitely interference.
On the arm, the off arm, the right shoulder.
Yeah, that's a missed call.
Comes down. Yeah, I think that's blatant interference there inside the 5-yard line.
Not a reviewable play. This is Matthews. Up the gut. And plows forward to the 30, a gain of 13. Tell you what, Kent State playing with purpose, a program that's never won a bowl game. Winning and starting a legacy would mean the world to these seniors.
Yeah, north-south running by the quarterback, and that time by Matthews.
Carried in by number 2, Will Matthews. Number 38, Eric Munoz.
Now, this offense has been impressive to watch. We showed you how they beat Buffalo. That elevated the entire confidence of this team. Practices were crisper, more focus. Matthews. And it brings up third down, where Kent State is a perfect 4 for 4 as we go down to Chris.
Buffalo game, the players told me, I've never been part of a game like that. Will Matthews saying, we knew when we won that game, we weren't going to lose another game this season. It was the belief, the trust between the teammates that has led to an appearance in this bowl.
And no doubt.
And it took all 3 phases, offense, defense, and special teams to get it done, not only against Buffalo, then they run the table, Ball State and Eastern Michigan.
And all of those games were close games that came down to the wire. Price in motion. Crum fakes the toss, goes to Price. Can he turn the corner? He can't. Great tackle in space by Andre Grayson, the nickelback. It's fourth down. What do you do?
I think you go for it. You keep your offense out there and go for it. But I do believe that coach is going to kick a field goal here.
Matthew Trickett is one of the better kickers in the country. The special teams player of the year in the MAC.
How about that? That was a great tackle, open field tackle by Grayson.
A 40-yarder for Trickett, who has 3 game-winning field goals this season. And this one from 40 splits the uprights with room to spare.
That was drilled.
3 possessions for Kent State, 3 scores. The MAC already got a win today with Buffalo beating Charlotte in the Bahamas Bowl, and now Kent State with an early 10-point lead on Utah State.
Well, it's been impressive the way their offense has been able to run the football and use the running of Dustin Crum, their quarterback, who leads them on the ground in yards. They've been able to contribute a little bit on special teams there, get the 17-7 lead.
It's day one of bowl season, and earlier today, Buffalo behind a strong running attack, knocking off Charlotte with ease in the Bahamas. Lance Leipold, yikes.
That's gotta hurt.
I saw a tweet earlier today from our ESPN colleague Roddy Jones, and he said for bowl games, coaches need to practice how to deftly get hit by that post-game Gatorade Powerade bath without getting injured.
That might have been on the team there. Coach was just kind of stationary object.
Well,
right?
maybe you should practice it, right?
That's right.
There is Scarver, 5 career kick return touchdowns, and he brings it across the 30-yard line. More bowl games tomorrow. Central Michigan, what a story they were. 1 win last year. Jim McElwain, the former Florida coach there, MAC Coach of the Year. The Chippewas and San Diego State in the New Mexico Bowl. Then it's FIU and Arkansas State in the Camellia Bowl. Finally at 9, the R&L Carriers New Orleans Bowl. App State and UAB. App State with wins against North Carolina and South Carolina. And their head coach after one season, Eli Drinkwitz, he is off to Columbia, Missouri.
Yeah, and how about Butch Davis and FIU getting the win against Miami during the regular season? They're in a bowl game.
Love slings it downfield and a strike to C.O.C. Mariner, who has made highlight reel catch after highlight reel catch all year.
Well, this has got to be a back shoulder throw. When you're even, you kind of start idling down as a wide receiver and allow the quarterback to stop you with the throw, and that's exactly what Jordan Love did. Good adjustment on the outside by Mariner.
Now Bright, the senior from Pensacola, Florida, for a gain of 4. Mariner, John, one of your impact players.
Mariner's one of those guys that I really like for a go-to guy on the outside. I know he hasn't gotten a lot of looks today, but that's the go-to guy. Great chemistry with Love.
Love buying time. Pocket presence on display. Now rolling out.
Oh, he got drilled.
He takes a big hit. There's a flag at the end of the play.
Well, that looked like Dominic Hill coming from that nose tackle position hit Love clearly out of bounds.
And Love bouncing up quickly.
Personal foul. Late hit out of bounds, number 98 on the defense. 15-yard penalty for the previous spot. Automatic first down.
Yeah, Dominic Hill was in pursuit. Love's going to throw this away, and clearly he's going to be out of bounds. I don't know if it was a big hit, but it's probably unnecessary. I don't think he meant to. It looked worse than the hit was. Let's put it that way. That's a big man, though, coming at you on the sidelines.
280 pounds, Hill, a fifth-year senior from nearby Fort Worth. Gerald Bright tries the middle into a sea of yellow after a gain of 5. Kent State has worn a different uniform combination each game. Sean Lewis said, no, we're not wearing all gold. I don't like how it looks. But before the season, some of the veterans on the team went up to the coach and said, Coach, if we get into a bowl game, can we wear the solid gold? He said, fine, here they are.
I think they look pretty good.
I like it. The numbers pop, which, of course, we love.
Yeah, that's right. It's all about us, Anish. No, I love both combinations of uniforms tonight.
Yeah, strong uniform game. Patient run by Wright. He's got a first down. Chris.
Coach told me before the game, listen, it's nothing against the yellow on yellow, but when I got the job, it was not paired with the navy. It was paired with like a different color gold. He said, now that they pair with the navy and the underpants and the shirt, now I kind of like it. But he did. It was a carrot to dangle in front of them. You get these, you get to wear your all yellows.
It looks like they're going to mark Bright just a little shy, so 3rd and short coming up. Nathan in motion. Bright again, wrapped up and thrown down in the backfield. Theo Majette, the star defensive end for Kent State.
Boy, he defeats the block at the point of attack, and Majette just gets into the line of scrimmage, into the backfield. Watch his inside move right away past Alfred Edwards, the left tackle, and it's a beeline right to Gerald Bright. Big tackle for loss on 3rd down.
Now Utah State will come on with Dominic Eberle, one of the top kickers in the history of the Mountain West. In fact, nobody's made more field goals in the conference. And he's got an NFL leg. And this one from 41 is good. Eberle, the senior who grew up in a small farm town just outside of Nuremberg, Germany. Big-time soccer player growing up. Came to the United States when he was 14. That's when he took up kicking as a football player. And he's turned into one of the better kicking prospects in college football. 10 a.m. Eastern on Sunday, the Countdown crew will be in Philly. Big Cowboys-Eagles NFC East showdown. Then the Monday night matchup has Aaron Rodgers and the Pack visiting Kirk Cousins and the Vikings at 8. Couple of divisions on the line.
We're about, I don't know, what, 5 minutes from where the Dallas Cowboys facility is here in Frisco.
You see the star everywhere.
It's unbelievable. What a big game they have in store on Sunday.
And they'll go to Philly to take on the Eagles. Dak Prescott, Carson Wentz. McCoy had a 77-yard touchdown catch on Kent State's opening drive, and things getting a little testy near that Kent State sideline. And the official stepping in there to separate the two teams. Pretty exciting opening 15 minutes here in Frisco.
That is the end of the first quarter.
Dustin Crum, a long TD pass to McCoy. It's 17-10, Golden Flashes. You're watching the Tropical Smoothie Cafe Frisco Bowl as part of Capital One Bowl Mania. It is the start of bowl season. We saw the Bahamas Bowl earlier today, and we saw this moments ago. Isaiah McCoy, Johnny Carter, a punch was thrown, nobody was ejected. Very fortunate for McCoy, that was right in front of the officials. Xavier Williams on first down to the 27-yard line.
Number 18, Xavier Williams, ball carrier. Tackle made by
Kent State has scored on all 3 of its possessions. Williams up the middle and thrown to the ground. He'll be close to the marker. Elijah Shelton to tackle.
This offense lines up and comes right at you. North and south, they get the screen game going and mix in a little run from Dustin Crum, their quarterback.
They'll keep it on the ground and will not get the first down.
Looked like it was Troy Lethbridge that was in on that tackle. He comes in from the secondary, gets around the line of scrimmage, and then gets behind the line of scrimmage. Really good aggressive play.
Now, there was some confusion on the sideline with the down and distance marker. So that previous play was a first down play. They had it up before as a third down play. So now this is second down. And the pass complete to the far sideline. And now it'll bring up third down from the 40-yard line. Catch made by Woody Barrett, who began the season as the starting quarterback. Don't be surprised to see him as Kent State tries to keep this defense on its toes.
He's an athlete. He can play multiple positions. He's probably got the strongest arm on the quarterback in that quarterback room.
He's an Auburn transfer. Crum to the air on third down. Fires a strike. It's Antoine Dixon, a first down. A gain of a baker's dozen.
Perfect timing. Short side out route. Back foot hits. Crum delivers on target. Good execution on the catch by Dixon.
Screen pass, Kerrigan. Looked like he may have lost it at the end.
He may have fell right on it. I think he was on the ground when he lost it and went right in his lap. This is what Kent State wants to do offensively. Screen on the outside so they can run north and south. I think that ball was ripped out at the end of this play. But fortunately for Kerrigan, he was able to jump on it.
Crum under pressure, able to get away. And finally subdued at the 40-yard line. He's got enough for another first down. Kevin Metzenheimer brought him down. Utah State told us they thought they had the matchup advantage on the edges, and Kent State's given up a lot of sacks. They've done a pretty good job holding off that pass rush.
And I think it's because they've been able to run the football.
That time, Crum pinballs off his own man and throws it to the sideline. Ruled incomplete.
The last two pass attempts, it looked like that pocket has been able to close around Dustin Crum, so a better job by the front four and front seven by Utah State.
Number 10, Alei, has great burst off the edge. Not in the game right now. Utah State has depth up front. They'll rotate 8.
Not only have we seen the strength in the right arm of Dustin Crum, but how about him getting out of would-be tackles or sacks?
Williams. And now third down.
Number 18 is in your Williams to Perry. Tackles made by number 41, Elijah Silver.
And Williams slow to get up. He brings an element of speed to this offense. He also runs on the Kent State track team, being attended to. 3rd and 7, Golden Flashes when we come back.
The Tropical Smoothie Cafe Frisco Bowl. Brought to you by Dollar General. Save time, save money every day.
Part of Bowl Week festivities. Utah State enjoying some top golf. Right now, Kent State, the top dog, up 17-10 in the Frisco Bowl, the Tropical Smoothie Cafe Frisco Bowl. Xavier Williams went down. Looked like he got his leg twisted up on that last play. So Will Matthews back in at running back on 3rd down for the Golden Flashes. Matthews gets the call and caroms his way inside the 35. It brings up 4th down. And now maybe a decision for Sean Lewis as we look at where Williams might have got hurt. Watch number 90 on the ground. He's got his leg. And
yeah, his leg's not supposed to go in that direction, especially when you're on the bottom of the pile. And you can see why Williams limped to the sidelines.
Matthew Trickett's career long is 47. You're pushing it here. This would be 50 plus, so the offense stays on.
I like the short side out again.
Instead, quarterback run. Crum changing directions, surging forward, and he's going to be short.
Good defense. Yeah, really good defensive stand there on 4th down by Utah State. Crum's been the story so far for Kent State, not only with his right arm, but his ability to keep plays alive with his legs. He's spinning and turning towards the first down, but comes up about a yard short. Good effort, but good pursuit by Utah State in that front 7. A lot of hats around the football to get the football back for Jordan Love.
Utah State offensive coordinator Mike Sanford telling us Jordan Love is going to be better on Sunday because of the adversity he faced this season. Back shoulder throw for Mariner, incomplete. Montre Miller on the coverage. That was your matchup to watch.
Yeah, one of those matchups. Marner on the outside with Montre Miller, who's had a really good week of practice for Kent State. I know Love has that chemistry not only with Nathan but Marner on the outside. But Montre Miller stepping in for Jamal Parker, who's suspended in this first half for targeting, comes up with a nice play on 1st down.
Mike Sanford was telling us that playing quarterback in the NFL is not like playing quarterback at LSU, where you have a position advantage at all the skill positions. It's more like what Jordan Love has had to deal with this year as he fires a strike for a 1st down to Devin Tompkins, a gain of 13.
I mean, just with that simple play, you can see the elite arm strength he has from the pocket. Clean pocket, step and throw, and the ball gets there in a matter of seconds.
Low snap. Bright spinning away and then shoved at midfield, a gain of 5.
I think sometimes in college football you can go too fast and you don't get back to what you really want to do offensively.
Love moving the pocket. Nice throw to Nathan on the outside. There's so much to watch. You look at the raw tools, you look at the arm strength, but decision-making at times this year has been a legitimate question.
Yeah, and I think it's more about the players around him in terms of all the talent he had last year compared to this year, and I think they just had a lot more success throwing the football. He had a lot more open receivers, which led to his 32 touchdowns and only 6 interceptions a year ago.
2nd and 6 after a 4-yard run by Bright.
Remember, 9 new starters on offense here for Love that he's dealt with all season. They've gotten better. It's just that I think it's taken him a lot longer to feel comfortable in what they're doing.
And John, a new coaching staff too. Gary
right.
Anderson, 2nd stint back, but he's now on his 3rd offensive coordinator.
That's true.
Nathan. It'll bring up 3rd down. You mentioned the loss of key personnel. It's a long list.
It is. It's a long list. You talk about offensive linemen, a top running back, 4 pass catchers. That's a lot of dynamic players that are not in the lineup for a guy that's trying to get to the next level and utilize his teammates around him. So I think there were some growing pains this year, but you can tell when things are right, it looks seamless for him to play the position of quarterback.
That was Mariner in motion. Trips to the field on 3rd down. Love goes to Mariner, and the Utah transfer with a 1st down. C.O.C. Mariner this season has more production than in 4 seasons with the Utes.
Good job by Mariner, just winning to the inside and then using his body to frame the defensive back.
Love looking for Mariner again, and he brings it in, and a flag. He makes one of those catches every couple of weeks.
Pass interference. Defense. 20 yards. Penalties decline. Result of the play is a touchdown.
Mariner makes the most difficult catch look routine. He's going to battle Montre Miller again. Miller won a little bit earlier. This time he just uses his body to keep away Miller, and he knew he had the right arm free, and Love gave him a chance with that touch pass to the corner of the end zone. Great catch. 8 plays, 68 yards. What an offensive performance by both of these teams.
You know, folks out there make their list of the best and worst bowl games, and this one happened to be near the bottom of the list. Are you watching? Are you not entertained? Let's take a look back with our Expedia Drive recap.
Well, it was Jordan Love with time in the pocket, stepping and throwing to his playmakers on the perimeter. I really like the way the ball comes out of his right hand. I mean, it's effortless, and he hits Nathan there on the out route, and then he gives a little bit of air on this football, and Mariner uses his body to block out Montre Miller for the touchdown to tie this game at 17. 8 plays, 68 yards. The scoring drive for Mariner on the 25-yard reception from Jordan Love.
To steal from Coleridge, the Mariner hath his will.
What an offensive game. I mean, for a game that came in not knowing how it was going to go in terms of who was going to score and who's going to have the football last maybe in the second half, it's been an entertaining start to this game.
And McCoy with an entertaining kick return to give Kent State terrific starting field position. Kent State has played in 3 previous bowls. They do not have a win. 1954, Evansville, Indiana. Kent State lost to Delaware in the Refrigerator Bowl. Yes, the Refrigerator Bowl. You know why it was called the Refrigerator Bowl?
Give that to me. I need to know.
Evansville, Indiana used to be the refrigerator capital of the United States.
So that was the reward. Evansville. Okay. Let's get back to the game, partner.
Everybody in Evansville hates you right now.
That's okay.
Will Matthews.
I won't be there anytime soon. Hey, you know what? Getting back to the game, Kent State, they talked about screening. Outside, inside, tunnel screens. They want to get the ball on the perimeter, I think because they respect the team speed of Utah State.
Crum, zone read. You know, I've noticed at times he can be a little indecisive on those zone reads, when to keep it, when to give it.
You know, I agree with you, and I don't know why the mesh point at this point in the season should be seamless for these guys. I think everybody wants the rock tonight. You know, they're getting big gains running the football on the perimeter. This time it's a big stop on third down.
So 4th down, 49-yard line plus territory. Do you roll the dice or do you punt?
I think Coach is punting this football away now. Would try to draw Utah State offsides with the special teams here.
What about a fake?
Could be. Bowl game, all these things are in play.
Derek Adams, the punter for Kent State, an all-conference selection, and he's done a really nice job negating returns this season. Gets really good hang time. And no return here. This one bounced. It hits the Utah State player. Kent State says they have it, and they do. Nathan could not field it clean. He muffed it, and as soon as that ball hit the ground, Kent State all over it.
Yeah, bad decision inside of your 10-yard line by Jordan Nathan. That ball kind of got away from him. He decided to call for a fair catch, but hits him right in the leg, and the special teams for Kent State right on the 10-yard line. When that ball hits Nathan, they recover about the 8. Good job by Hines on special teams. Just caught in no man's land. Jordan Nathan, he wanted a fair catch. It ball got away from him, and they take advantage with special teams now and teed up inside the red zone.
1st and goal from the 8. Crum taken down. Good pursuit. Fata and Alei.
Boy, if Dustin Crum is able to pitch that football to Matthews, I think he may walk into the end zone on that option. You talked about the mesh point on the zone read. That time the mesh point was there in the option game to the short side. It just, Crum couldn't get the football out to Matthews.
A loss of 2. 2nd and goal now from the 10. Cavius Price motions. Crum will keep it. Good read that time. Got a little push from Utah State, a gain of 5, and it's 3rd and goal.
You know, it's crazy when Dustin Crum runs the football. It doesn't look like he's going to get 5 or 6. It may look like he's going to get 2 or 3, but he's able to find those little creases in the defense and always falling forward puts him in a good situation here on 3rd and goal.
53 yards on the ground. Had a 300-100 game against Ball State. Empty look on 3rd and goal, and you got to be wary of the quarterback run.
It's man coverage across the board. You're right. That quarterback draw might have been dialed up, and I think Gary Anderson ends up taking that timeout. He saw the same thing.
3rd and goal when we come back.
ESPN, home of the New Year's Six and the College Football Playoff.
January 13th, the championship game, semifinals 1 week from tomorrow. Yeah, they're having a beach party in that south end zone. People in swimsuits, people without their shirts out there. Not those guys, they smartly dressed warm. 3rd and goal for Kent State. 5 wide receivers, empty look. Crum gets rid of it quickly through the hands of McCoy. Covered well by DJ Williams. It's 4th down.
defensive coordinator Justin Enna came with pressure on 3rd and goal, and that time it gets to Dustin Crum. Really nowhere to go with the football, and they're going to bring on the field goal unit. Hadn't been a lot of field goal opportunities forced when teams have been in the red zone, so at 17 all, any points are good points, and Matthew Trickett's been money for Kent State this year.
A 22-yard chip shot. And Trickett sends one off one of those cabana houses back in that south end zone.
You know, Anish, can you fire up one of those space heaters from that end zone? That'd be nice.
Bring one up here. All right, Matt. First, I got to take a selfie. Is that expired cheese? Is that moldy cheese?
All I know is that guy's not getting into Lambeau Field. Huh?
No chance. That's mold. Bowman makes the fair catch. A week from tomorrow, it's the college football playoff semifinals. LSU and Oklahoma, big loss for Oklahoma. 3 players suspended, including Ronnie Perkins, their best pass rusher. Got to pressure Joe Burrow. And then Ohio State and Clemson in the PlayStation Fiesta Bowl. Obviously, the winners will meet in the championship game January 13th.
Man, what a matchup. Ohio State, Clemson. Everybody's forgetting about Clemson and the Tigers and how good they are and the athletes that they have. It's going to be interesting in that one.
Just because you didn't play anybody doesn't mean you're a good team, right?
Yeah, they have a lot of talent. I mean, everywhere you look, they have speed, they have size. They've got a quarterback that can do a little bit of everything. I guess all 4 teams are in that position, right?
Yeah, since that close win against North Carolina, Clemson has annihilated its competition as Warren punches ahead.
Yeah, I just like the matchup of Ohio State and Clemson. And for Ohio State, for me, they have to use that tempo and throw to run, kind of loosen it up. They have so many athletes that do so much, but that's the way I see it. And then Ohio State defensively, they got to stop the run with ETN and then heat up Lawrence, kind of get after him, make that ball come out a little bit quicker than Lawrence wants it to. And then on offense, I think Clemson, take a look at what Wisconsin did to Ohio State in the first half of that game in the Big Ten Championship. They beat them up. They controlled the line of scrimmage. If they can do it with their athletes, I think they have a chance in the second half. And then defensively, can they force Ohio State to kick field goals and not get touchdowns when they get to the red zone? If they can do exactly what Utah State did to Kent State down here, you get a sudden change and all of a sudden you force a field goal, and that might be the change in the outcome of the game.
Quantrez Knight a little slow to get up and now able to stand up. Knight, a Maryland transfer, played 27 games in 3 seasons for the Terps. He'll gingerly walk off.
Yeah, for the other game, you know, LSU's been so dominant on offense, and it's tempo, it's execution, and it's all Joe Burrow distributing and sharing the wealth from the quarterback spot. Defensively, I think they have to limit that off-schedule play by Jalen Hurts. He's a guy that can make plays with his feet. And mentioning Hurts, I think they just have to get it to the second half. OU, they've done damage against Baylor and teams like that, but now they're going up against the #1 team in the nation. They just have to keep it close in the second half.
Screen pass to Warren. Good blocking downfield. Warren has midfield, hurdles the defender, and out of bounds in Kent State territory. LSU, by the way, concerned about their running back, Clyde Edwards-Helaire. Had a hamstring injury recently. Does have some time to heal. Has another week.
Well, and you mentioned, too, Oklahoma without 3 starters on defense that have been suspended.
And there is Warren, and he's to the 40-yard line. Perkins is the big one. He's their leader in sacks with 6, their top pass rusher, and I feel if you're going to get to Joe Burrow, you got to heat up the pocket.
That's right.
Bright. And a 3rd down for Utah State. This could be 2-down territory or 4-down territory.
I think so. I mean, you have under 4 minutes before halftime. You're down by 7. You're just on the fringe of field goal range if you can get it another 4 or 5 yards, but then you're in position, as you said, go for it, keep that offense out on the field for 4th down.
Mariner at the bottom of your screen.
They haven't gone to the big tight end on that quick slant in quite a while with Terrell. He's in that slot position. It's a big body that's tough to cover on that slant.
Warren stays in the block. Love will run. And he will use his feet. And it looks like he has a 1st down. Remember, the ball is spotted where the quarterback begins his slide. And with that 6-yard scramble, Jordan Love now the career leader in total yards for Utah State.
Congratulations to Jordan Love. He's on the cusp of a lot of those records from the quarterback position, and he deserves a lot of them the way he's played throughout his 3-year career here.
He just broke Chucky Keaton's record. He needs one more completion to break Keaton's school record in that category. This is Warren. Kent State all over it, a big loss.
Anytime you can get penetration at the line of scrimmage, bad things are going to happen, either running or throwing the football from the pocket. That time 3 gold jerseys in the backfield. Good anticipation and good athleticism along that line of scrimmage.
Mariner and Nathan, the big targets today and all season, lined up at the top of your screen. Nathan motions. A 3-man rush. Love steps up. Flag down. And Love slides down. This could come back.
Utah State might get caught with a holding call there on their offensive line.
A very young offensive line.
Holding. Offense number 58. 10-yard penalty from the previous spot. 2nd down.
The center, Dimitri Ali-Fua, he's one of the veterans up front, but at times they've used 3-4 redshirt freshmen on that O-line.
Well, they've had a bunch of new starters up front. He's going to be in the center of your screen, 58. He gets caught for the hold. Looks like that arm bar right underneath the chin of Theo Majette. Now it's going to be 2nd in Evanston.
Evansville.
Oh, Evansville.
Where you are now so revered and beloved.
One of those 2.
You're just trolling them now, calling them Evanston.
Well, I figure I'm in it now. I mean, let's just go for it.
Love on the move. Still buying time. And runs out of bounds. Marked out at the 47. It's 3rd and long. Still 3rd in Evansville.
Yeah, one of those 2 I'll take. It's 3rd and a long way. And Jordan Love ran a long way and scrambled a long time on that 2nd down opportunity, but didn't get a whole lot. That's great coverage in the back end by Kent State. They were plastering to the receivers that whole time.
Utah State has a strong-footed kicker, and Mike Sanford told us in these spots that impacts how he calls a play. You may not be looking for a 1st down per se. If you get something that sets up Eberle with a chance, that might be good enough.
If you can get 10 or 12, you might have a chance.
Now that's not going to do it. Love sacked back in midfield. Theo Majette and the safety Quantrez Knight.
We talked about Majette and Knight throughout this first 30 minutes, and that time the spin move right away on Carter Shaw.
They're first. It will be 30 seconds.
That was a beautiful spin move up top, and then Knight was able to come in and finish it off.
The Progressive Bowl Challenge Cup is here at Toyota Stadium, and it will be awarded to the conference that has the highest winning percentage in the postseason. The MAC is 1-0 right now with Buffalo's win against Charlotte in the Bahamas Bowl last year. Conference USA with a 4-2 mark, winning the Bowl Challenge Cup.
And the MAC was looking up at a lot of conferences. Right now they're 1-0 with Buffalo winning, so you're right, they got a chance here to make it 2-0 tonight.
And that would reverb in Kent, Ohio loudly. Kent State has never won a bowl game in program history. They've only been to 3 other bowl games.
You could talk, talking with the players and the coaches, how important this game was for Kent State to establish themselves not only in the MAC, but getting that first bowl victory.
Fair catch called for on the punt by Bartolik. We look at tonight's PlayStation Player Impact Rating. We've been doing this all season long. Daniel Johnson has started the last 3 games at left tackle for Kent State. They're 3-0. A redshirt freshman out of Canada. And if you look at Dustin Crum's production, he was averaging about 7.6 yards per attempt before Johnson took over. That number 9.9 with Johnson at left tackle.
Well, he's such a big body at 6'5", 265, and he's going to be one of those fixtures on the offensive line for a number of years now for the Golden Flashes.
McCoy out of bounds to stop the clock. 53 seconds to go.
2 timeouts remaining for Kent State.
And they go fast all the time. Crum able to elude the pursuit and move the chains. That'll momentarily stop the clock with 45 seconds to go. Man down way back at the 12-yard line for Kent State. And it looks like the running back, Will Matthews. Remember, Matthews missed the first 5 games this year, coming back from knee surgery. What a great young man. We spoke to him yesterday, an entrepreneur major. He won a grant for seed money and started a successful food truck, Southern Comfort Kitchen. He's from Louisiana. He has brought Cajun food to Ohio. It's become very popular. His teammates were telling us his Cajun ranch fries and his po' boys are to die for.
Yeah, and what an engaging young man to be able to come in and look us in the eye, tell us about his football, but then tell us what he wants to be off the field and what his goals are there. And you just pull for him, and you hope this injury isn't serious. You talked about coming back from surgery. He had a meniscus tear, missed the first 5 games of the year, got his first live action against Akron. What did he do? He goes for 100 yards, and you just hope that he's going to be able to come back from this injury.
Chris has more.
Yeah, they're looking right now at his right knee, but on top of that injury, Xavier Williams, who is dealing with the left ankle, has been trying to warm up on the sidelines. Still, you can tell, gritting with a little bit of pain. As soon as I get more information on Matthews, I'll let you know.
Now that would leave Joshim Bangda, a freshman, a true freshman, as the top rusher. Remember, Joel Shaw was the team's top running back going into the season. He was suspended during the season and then later dismissed from the team. So if Williams is banged up and Matthews can't continue, there's not a lot of running back depth for Kent State. And you feel for Matthews, 5th-year senior. He talked to us about how much it meant to get to a bowl game. Sean Lewis, the head coach, talked about what it meant for the seniors to see the postseason, especially in the age of the transfer portals. And hey, new coach, new staff, why buy in, why stay? We could go somewhere else. But those who stayed have been rewarded, and they've got a chance to do what no other Kent State football team has done today.
Well, they wanted to leave their mark on the program and start that tradition about getting to bowl games and winning bowl games. And this meant a lot to especially that senior group that we spoke with.
And that doesn't look good for Will Matthews right now. And you hope he's okay, and that's not the last snap for him as a college football player. Joshim Bangda, a prized recruit, a true freshman, originally committed to Georgia Tech and ended up choosing Kent State over Alabama, Ohio State, and Wisconsin, amongst others, now in at running back. Bangda catches the screen and alertly gets out of bounds. Clock stops with 38 seconds.
Well, that's a way to introduce the young back into live game action. Get him the football on the first down, an easy screen play to the short side, and get some positive yardage.
Only his 4th catch. Crum steps up. Now running sideways. And Crum with a first down run across the 40-yard line, winning the foot race that time.
You can tell why he's the leading rusher on this football team. He doesn't hesitate when he doesn't when it's not clean for him, when he doesn't see it right away, he's going to tuck the football down and get positive yardage.
Crum keeps it, looked like an RPO, and then takes a big hit as he tumbles down close to midfield.
Here.
And they're going to have to with 22 seconds.
Tackle made by number 41, Elijah Shelton. Timeout 5 for Kansas State. It will be 30 seconds.
Timeout Sean Lewis, 1 left. One of the nice parts of Bowl Week is a chance for both schools to give back to the community that they're in, because they spend a little more time here than they would in a normal road game. And they went to the Children's Hospital in Plano, got to lift some spirits, and a lot of smiles for a lot of children fighting battles this time of the year. It was nice to see.
A lot of great things you can do with your time when you're in different cities for your reward on the season, and you go and kind of bring that joy and that spirit to children, and doesn't get much better than that. Both of these teams doing that in their off time during this bowl trip.
Kent State with a 3-point lead. Sean Lewis, a second-year head coach for the Golden Flashes. Gary Anderson, first year back in his second stint as Utah State's head coach. Crum will throw here on second down, now tucks it and runs. And another big gain for Crum. Still on his feet inside the 25, reaching for the sideline. 10 seconds to go. That'll momentarily stop the clock. They're going to try to get to the line and spike it quickly.
Plenty of time to spike it if they want to, or they could call a play to the short side of the field. But what a run by Dustin Crum.
Now the clock starts. 5 seconds. Crum to the sideline, has McCoy out of bounds. And with 3 seconds, Matthew Trickett will come on to add 3 more.
What a individual effort on the ground by Dustin Crum. 14 times he's tucked the football down, and now he's at 105 yards. He's close to 10 yards per carry. And he does it by not only running away from people, he runs over the secondary of Utah State.
That was a 28-yard run, and now Trickett is on for a 36-yard field goal. And the Max Special Teams Player of the Year, as he's done so many times with zeros on the clock, puts it through the uprights. Kent State 30 minutes away from its first bowl win in school history. They lead by 6 at the half. Matt Barry anchoring our coverage in our Bristol studios. Matt.
Welcome back to Capital One Bowl Mania.
From Toyota Stadium in Frisco, Texas, home of the National Soccer Hall of Fame, you're watching the Tropical Smoothie Cafe Frisco Bowl as part of Capital One Bowl Mania. Of all the FBS teams that have been playing in the FBS since 2010, only Kent State does not have a bowl win, but the Golden Flashes 30 minutes from the first bowl win in program history. Nate Schroff, John Kangemi, Chris Budden down on the sideline. Utah State, they've got their stud quarterback who's going to play on Sunday, and Jordan Love off to a pretty good start.
Yeah, his percentage is up. I think I like his decisions from the pocket. He has a great, strong right arm, so he can make any throw on the field. I just think that they have to find a way to stay on the field and keep the football away from Kent State, because once they get it, they're going up and down the field and scoring a lot of points.
And it's been Kent State's quarterback, Dustin Crum, who didn't even begin the season as the starter. He's done it with his legs. 105 rushing yards in the first half. That's our Tropical Smoothie Cafe playbook.
He's been impressive, not only in the pocket throwing the football, but over 100 yards on the ground. It's his decision making. When he doesn't like what he sees down the field and all he sees is green grass in front of him, he's not afraid to tuck the football and run north and south. This is a team that's been converting at a high percentage on third down. One of the reasons why is because of their quarterback run. Some designed, some not. Inside the red zone, more design. Get a guy in space, make a decision, be definitive, and get north and south. They do a great job of doing that, and they're converting on third down. Huge chunk plays on the ground, enough in the passing game to keep coverage honest, but it's been the decision making from the pocket from Dustin Crum and those legs that propelled them to a halftime lead.
The difference in this game, points off turnovers. Utah State has turned it over twice. It's led to 2 field goals, good for 6 points for Kent State. And the Golden Flashes with a nice return close to midfield. That's Mandela Lawrence Burke. Moments ago, Chris Budden with Sean Lewis.
Coach, as someone who knows how to motivate his guys, what was your message at halftime?
Clear it, refocus. It's a good first half. Take confidence from it, and now we'll finish this special ride the right way.
What is the status of your running backs right now?
We're about to find out. Some guys got taped up. We'll see how they warm up, and we'll see how this thing goes here in a second.
Thank you, Coach.
Thank you.
Now the running backs, that's going to be big. Will Matthews and Xavier Williams both went down in the first half, and it's Joshim Bangda, the true freshman, who comes out in the backfield with Crum. Crum off play action, has time, slings one to the sideline, and a first down catch for Kerrigan.
You know, for all the talk about Jordan Love coming into the game, and he's well-deserved. I mean, this is a guy that's going to have a chance at the next level to be impactful. I've been impressed with Dustin Crum and just the way he maneuvers the offense and manages the offense and executes in the offense, not only with his legs, we talked about that, but when guys are open, he can deliver down the field.
And this is Joshim Bangda living up to his namesake and powers ahead for 5.
And I think it's going to be Bangda for the entire second half. The way Matthews and Williams went out of the game with their injuries, I don't see these guys coming back on a cold night in Dallas.
On the fly sweep, Cavius Price has a running lane and stumbles inside the 25, tripped up by Nalei.
Nalei saved a touchdown there. That was good pursuit from the backside by the defensive end because it looked like Price was going to the house.
Nalei, a TCU transfer. Quick screen to McCoy. Got a good block on the perimeter, and McCoy slides down close to the 10-yard line. Big number 75, Adam Gregory, the right tackle, doing work on the edge.
Really good blocking out in front of that screen, and we talked about the screen play. Andrew Sauter, the offensive coordinator, wanted to get the screen game in play to spread out this defense as we take a look at that late shot coming in by Leffridge. I think the screen game has opened up this defense and allowed the quarterback runs in the passing game.
Bangda is tripped up. Might have gotten a yard, second down.
This is an offense that is accustomed to scoring points on the first drive of the second half. They've done it 3 out of the last 4 games.
Crum, QB keeper. And he's driven back. Elijah Shelton getting in there along with Metzenheimer. Third down coming up. You know, Bangda's the guy now. Kent State running backs have answered the call. They've had 4 different guys this season, including the quarterback, run for 100 yards in a game.
It's been amazing, and that's really the first time I saw Dustin Crum miss the hole he wanted to get to, because if he takes it off the left tackle, he might have bumped his head on the goalpost.
On third down, Crum has room on the left side and can't get away from Nick Henniger. Terrific pursuit by the junior who transferred from Utah and walked on to Utah State.
Boy, good pursuit by Henniger. He tracked down somebody that's been impossible to track down tonight in Dustin Crum. He tracked him the whole way, goes inside out, and it looked like Crum was going to be able to get around with that speed. But Henniger on the tackle, and good defensive stand. That's the second time this Utah defense is forcing a field goal in the red zone.
Trickett, 3 for 3 today. Make it 4 for 4. He's been the hero so many times for Kent State. Game winners against Kennesaw State in overtime, against Buffalo in the game that defined the season, and 4 field goals made in the bowl game tonight.
The Tropical Smoothie Cafe Frisco Bowl. Brought to you by Capital One. What's in your wallet?
Everybody we talked to said they had a great time in Frisco this week. Family Feud, EA Sports competition with FIFA and Madden.
You're right.
Now a game to play.
Both teams, made it a point to say what a great time they had in Frisco, and then the Bowl did such a good job of getting their players involved in the community and having some fun at the same time.
They don't want to kick it to Scarver, and a fair catch called for by Bowman. Gary Anderson helped build Utah State about a decade ago. He was the head coach from 2009 to 2012, got this program off the ground and rolling after 11 years of losing seasons, went to Wisconsin, then it didn't end too well at Oregon State, spent last season as an assistant at Utah with Kyle Whittingham, and now returning, and he felt so proud that what he had started and what he had helped build lasts to this day.
Yeah, he got back into the place that he helped build, and he looks across the sideline and he sees a team that kind of mirrors what he did 10, 12, 15 years ago at Utah State.
Gerald Bright right through that defense for a pickup of 8. Yeah, he told us, he goes, I see a young coaching staff, I see a team hungry and looking to get over the hump and build something going forward. He goes, that was us 10 years ago. That was me 10 years ago.
It's amazing how football, and it goes in cycles, and you can get back to the place where you started and get back into that job. And I think the one important thing he told us, and he's about being a head coach now, he wants to facilitate a little bit more than he did when he was building this program back 10, 12, 15 years ago.
More of a delegator as Bright picks up a first down. Love to throw, has Nathan outside the numbers for a gain of about 3. And with that completion, Jordan Love has set the school record for career completions, passing Chucky Keaton.
Congratulations to Jordan, another record.
That's the single season completion mark, excuse me. And if Utah State were to win today, then Love would tie Tony Adams as the winningest quarterback. So his last game, we told you at the top of the broadcast, all the drama during the week, the citation for marijuana possession for Love, Gerald Bright, and also wide receiver Sean Carter. As Love slides down, he's been running a lot more today than we've seen this season. This will be close.
Well, that slide started right about at the 47-yard line, right where the first down marker was. I think he's going to have enough for it.
Yeah, it looks like they're going to give it to him. And without a measurement. Love back to the air. Fires a BB to Tompkins.
Boy, really nice job by Tompkins of closing the gap and coming back to the football. That was a line drive out to his left, but credit that receiver for closing the distance and coming back to the football.
Going quickly now, Bright. And he's got enough for a first down. There's some similarities on this drive to the opening drive we saw from Utah State, which might have been as good of a drive you'll see a team put together all season.
As clean as you can't draw it up any better on the whiteboard.
Love rolling to his right, has room, chased by Cepeda Phillips, and Love out of bounds near the marker again. Let's see where they spot him. About a yard shy. And the run game, the quarterback run game, is back for Utah State.
It's been back for both teams, tonight. It seems like anytime these guys want to tuck the football down, they've been decisive. They've been able to get out of bounds and get out of trouble, and they've been very productive for their offense.
Bright. Forward progress moves the chains. John, if you're an NFL scout, and we've ran into a few today, what are you watching for from Jordan Love? What have you seen that you like so far today?
His decision making, when he has a clean pocket, does the ball come out on time? When he's pressured, what is he doing with the football? Guy in his face, does he throw over? Does he change his arm angle? He does on that play. A lot of things like that you're looking for.
Yeah, that out right there on time for Mariner at second down. He's looked crisp tonight. The one interception was not his fault. The running back Warren was hit while he had possession. The ball popped into the air, and it was picked off. Love going through his progressions, has Nathan open. Nathan B-buttons his way for a first down.
Nathan's been a big target tonight for Love. He's been able to catch the football with a lot of consistency. 7 catches on the night, and it's early in the second half.
Love again to the air, flips it to his tight end, Terrell. And Terrell tackled from his ankles. Looked like Mandela Lawrence. Love again to the air. Has Tompkins, touchdown, Utah State. Jordan Love on that drive looked like a pro's pro. He looked like a first rounder, John.
It looked easy. It looked efficient, much like the very first drive you were talking about to open up the game. A little mix of run and pass, a little run by Jordan Love, and then when he has a clean pocket, he's able to step and fire away from coverage, and it's an easy walk-in score for Tompkins.
PAT is good by Eberle, and the Aggies cut it to 26-24 midway through the third. Jordan Love, a perfect 6 of 6 on that drive. Set the single-season completion record, and he's got Tompkins for a TD. Well, let's take a look at tonight's holiday highlights brought to you by Macy's.
Tons of highlights to choose from when you're talking about Utah State's quarterback, Jordan Love, 18 for 22. Much of the night, clean pocket here, a back shoulder throw on the outside on the perimeter, a touch pass. What a beautiful catch in the end zone. Just a lot of good things you like and you see that you can build on, and this is why he's a record-setting quarterback at Utah State. Has so many wins in those 3 years, but been able to distribute the football not only to primary guys but to the tight end, and then use his legs as well.
Kent State will take it out at the 25. Down to Chris.
Well, it looks like Will Matthews is going to give it a go. He was down here warming up. He has his helmet on as he's about to enter the huddle. Xavier Williams as well has been down here running. He was on the phone with the coordinators in the booth, and there was a nice moment between the two running backs. Williams and Matthews came together, gave each other a hug, and said, let's go.
You know what, Chris, that's awesome to see, because I didn't think either one of those guys, the way they were injured, were going to be able to come back and give it a go in this second half. So more power to those guys. That's a lot of mental toughness to get back on the field.
Matthews in the game as a receiver, bottom of your screen. Nobody open for Crum. He'll take off and slides down for a pickup of 6. 109 rushing yards for Dustin Crum, a career high. The coaches were very blunt. He had a weak arm last year, but went to the weight room. Got a lot of reps just throwing the football. Developed arm strength as Matthews runs for a first down. You don't see that often, and Crum said that last component was confidence, and a deep ball, because of Crum's arm, has been a big part of this offense.
I think when you throw with repetition on routes that you're accustomed to throwing, I think your arm does develop a little bit more of a strength to it, because you get quicker, you start to anticipate, you have more confidence, and with more confidence you start doing things without thinking about it. And I think that happens for young quarterbacks that are learning to compete at a higher level. He's trying to win a job, and he ultimately wins it.
After the 2-yard catch by McCoy, Crum in trouble again, trying to get away. Metzenheimer chasing him. Crum still on his feet, and turns this into a first down and more into Utah State territory. His helmet comes off, no flag, so by rule, Crum to the sideline for one play.
What an awesome play by Dustin Crum. I mean, he feels the pressure. He's got it coming from the backside. He spins out. He has to outrun a defender, put his head down, and then he breaks a couple of arm tackles along the way. That's just a great individual effort. He's been doing it all night.
So enter Woody Barrett, who opened the season as the starting quarterback, a transfer from Auburn. And Barrett came into this season regarded as one of the better quarterbacks in the MAC. He was on the cover of Kent State's media guide. He represented the team at Media Day. That's a little pop pass And a strong run by Jay-Sean Polk after what is considered a catch. Polk, a state champion sprinter out of Georgia back in high school.
Kent State's done a really outstanding job of blocking on the perimeter as Crum gets back into the game.
But Barrett stays in as well, and now there's a flag.
False start. Offense, number 67. 5-yard penalty. First down.
Right guard, the converted tight end, Nathan Monin.
Those guys have been doing a really good job. He's going to get called for the 5 yards, but they've been doing a great job, those offensive linemen and the wide receivers, blocking on the perimeter.
So you got Crum and Barrett, the two quarterbacks, lined up side by side. Barrett fielded the snap. He'll run. The ball is out. It's on the ground. Who has it? Utah State with the football. It's the 24th forced turnover, the 13th fumble recovery. Among the best in recovering fumbles, they led the Mountain West in takeaways.
And that's got to drive Woody Barrett crazy because he just gets into the football game and his first touch gets popped out by Leffridge, the safety that comes up for Utah State. They almost get it on the fly, but they do get it on the ground, and it's one of those unfortunate turnovers for Kent State.
And now multiple flags down.
Offsides. Defense, number 98 with contact. First down.
Dominic Hill.
Well, now can Utah State capitalize? You talked about the fumble recoveries on the season, the turnovers. Can they capitalize and turn this defensive opportunity into points?
Kent State was only able to convert Utah State's 2 turnovers into a pair of field goals. Clean pocket for Love. He's got time. And he's got Tompkins. And he's got a first down.
Good job maneuvering in the pocket. His eyes match his feet. He looked to the wide side, come back to the short side, and drills that curl route to Tompkins.
And more penalty markers.
I think Jordan Nathan got a head start there.
False start. Offense, number 16. 5-yard penalty. First down.
It was Nathan, so that will back Utah State up. Been a fairly clean game for the most part. From a penalty standpoint. Bright motions out. A dangerous threat out of the backfield. And Gerald Bright hurtling across the 45. He's got a first down. He was recruited to Utah State as a slot wide receiver. Second down. They got past the original line of scrimmage. Pickup of 8. Right back to Bright. And a strong cut. That's a first down. Gerald Bright in high school played a number of positions, including quarterback. Then came to Utah State as a wide receiver. They've moved him to the backfield because they feel he's a better runner, but 30-plus catches as a running back this year. Love on the move. And that's a wise decision there. Nobody open. He didn't try to force it.
You're right. There was nothing there. That was a really nice job by Kent State in the back. Defensive backs. Nowhere to throw the football for Jordan Love, and he decides to take the loss. Maybe the only other thing he could have done was thrown the football away and come back at 2nd and 10 instead of 2nd and 11.
Reinforcement on defense for Kent State. It's Jamal Parker, who had to sit out the first half for a targeting call in the last game. And he's their best corner. This is Bright. Changing directions. Some nifty cutbacks and a first down. And there's Jamal Parker, second team all-conference corner with 9 career interceptions. Scarver. Second down.
Well, if it's me, I get the football back to Bright. That guy's been explosive here in the third quarter. Just bouncing off of defenders.
Bright's got a breather as Jalen Warren, former junior college offensive player of the year at Snow College, checks in. Here's the pressure. Love chased by Phillips, who gets blindsided. And Love gets out of bounds. Cepeda Phillips ran into a roadblock. That wasn't a blindside block. They got him from straight on. Phillips just never saw it coming.
Avendano, one of the guards, comes in and throws a vicious block to allow his quarterback to continue on. That was a big-time block on Phillips and an alert block by the offensive lineman peeling back.
And again, Avendano got him in a direction that was facing Phillips, so it's not a blindside block. Third down. Love with time. Floats it downfield, incomplete for Tompkins. It's fourth down, and let's see if Eberle gets a try.
That was such a smart play by Lawrence Burke, the linebacker. He was waiting for the under route, and so was Love, and it just threw off the timing. That's why Love had to try to put some air under the football to get that third down conversion, but a smart heads-up play defensively by Lawrence Burke.
A 45-yarder from Eberle, who has a strong leg. And this for the lead. Eberle's kick has the distance, and it's good. Utah State takes the lead 27-26 late in this third quarter. Eberle, the go-ahead field goal.
ESPN, home of the college football playoff.
Utah State with the lead on a field goal by Dominic Eberle. Fans braving temperatures that feel colder than what the mercury reads. It's a little colder than 45 degrees. Here is Parker back in the second half. Took a kick back in his last game against Eastern Michigan. And takes a tumble across the 30. Down to Chris Budden.
Well, this Utah State football team got a visit from Deion Sanders since they've been here. Deion lives in the area, and one of the coaches has a tie to him from when they were with the Falcons. Jordan Nathan said he got a lot from the visit as a fellow punt returner. One of the things that he learned from Deion Sanders was you got to take care of the guys that are on your punt return team. He said, I told my players, hey, listen, if I score 3 touchdowns, I'll buy you all Rolexes, because if you buy me time, then it's prime time.
Might have to settle for a Timex at this level.
That's true.
Will Matthews, the fifth-year senior, you can tell he's playing banged up.
Yeah.
He's going to tough it out.
He is. And you know what? Fifth-year senior, the guy's trying to gut it out in the second half. Coming back from a meniscus tear earlier in the season where he missed 5 games, he's given it all he has.
Matthews got a good block and surges to the 40-yard line. Nate Warnock, the center, clearing the way.
Good blocking on the perimeter. This Kent State offense has done it on the screen game and on the outside run.
3rd and 3. Screen to McCoy.
He might be about a yard short. That looked like he went out of bounds, just shy of the marker.
Going to be about a yard shy. 4th down. Punt team coming on.
Yeah, I think, McCoy, if he just maybe gets that collision and goes forward, he's going to get the first down. I don't know if he was aware where the sticks were and kind of just casually went out of bounds.
So Adams will punt. Nathan waits at the 20-yard line. Nathan had a punt go off his leg that was recovered by Kent State earlier. And this one will be downed at about the 22. 3 more bowl games tomorrow on ABC. Alcorn State, North Carolina A&T in the Celebration Bowl at noon Eastern, then SMU and FAU in the Cheribundi Boca Raton Bowl. How about Sonny Dykes getting an extension after leading the Mustangs to a 10-win season? Chris Peterson coaching his final game at Washington against his former employer Boise State in the Mitsubishi Motors Las Vegas Bowl. Boise, one of the top group of 5 teams this year. Memphis, of course, will play Penn State in the Cotton Bowl, but we did a lot of games this year in the American. That league was strong, and certainly Boise, the standard bearer in the Mountain West where Utah State plays.
They really are. You know, what a job Brian Harsin has done there in his time as head coach.
How about Gerald Bright Amtrakking his way to the 36-yard line, a gain of 13, and he's up to 80 yards, doing a lot of damage in the second half.
I just like the explosiveness of Gerald Bright. He's one of those guys, he looks like a pinball. He's just bouncing from the right side to the left side, and he keeps going forward.
And Bright, another solid run there, 4 yards on first down. Utah State this season, when leading after 3 quarters, 7-0. When trailing, 0-5. They've got a 1-point lead with 20 seconds to go in the third.
Well, that's going to make head coach Gary Anderson a little bit more confident as we head to the final 15.
Although the way Kent State has won down the stretch, their path to get here has been astounding.
It's going to
be the last play of that third quarter.
It'll be a battle all the way down. Whoever has this football last just might end up winning the football game.
Final game of Jordan Love's career. He's looking to go out as the winningest quarterback in school history. Kent State looking to get its first bowl win in school history. We got a fun finish in Frisco. We got a good one at the Tropical Smoothie Cafe Frisco Bowl. Utah State a 1-point lead on Kent State as the fourth quarter begins. Aggies ball, 2nd and 6 from the 40-yard line. Utah State seeking back-to-back bowl wins for just the second time. Kent State looking for the first bowl win in program history. Jalen Warren maneuvers his way for a gain of about 3. Third down upcoming.
Tackle made by number 92, Theo Mattek. Gain of 4 for Utah State.
Warren is going to be short. And 4th down coming up, so both defenses now have come up with a couple of big stops.
In a game where we haven't seen a whole lot of defense, you're right, back-to-back defensive stops, but this offense for Utah State was thinking about staying on the field, and now they send in the punting unit. I think that's a wise decision by Gary Anderson.
Number 98,
Bartolek to punt. Capone Blue, the redshirt freshman, waits at the 15. High snap behind Bartolek, able to pick it up. Gets off the punt, and it goes out of bounds. Let's see where they spot it. Kent State will take over at the 45-yard line. Outstanding field position, a punt of just 10 yards.
Well, just to get this football away, and that ball was a high snap, but you probably should have fielded it. This was a great job by getting the football out on this special teams. That would have been a loss of about 30 yards, and Kent State would have had the football inside the 40.
Brandon Pata, the long snapper, with a high snap. And now they've moved the spot back to the 43, so back 2 yards. And Dustin Crum in this offense will take over down 1. Crum, the aerospace engineering major, has a wide open Antoine Dixon. Dixon down the sideline, inside the 10, inside the 5-yard line. A 52-yard gain for Antoine. Antoine Dixon.
And what an answer by Dustin Crum. Good pass protection. He finds one of those slot receivers, that playmaker, and now they're inside the 5-yard line.
Going flash fast. Matthews lowers his shoulder. Touchdown, Kent State.
How about that answer?
And they're going to go for 2.
First, we're going to take a look at the big play. This is just a wheel route. Dixon's just going to go outside like he's going to block on the screen, find that dead area between the corner and the safety. There's plenty of room to run after catch and gets it inside the 5. Matthews takes care of business from there. And now Kent State's going to keep that offense on the field for the 2-point conversion.
Dixon and Matthews, 2 fifth-year seniors. The team talked about wanting to send the seniors out with a bowl win to start a legacy for that group. Matthews, stiff arm, angles in for 2, and Kent State is up 34-27. They have played these emotional games, these barn burners, the last 6 games of the season, really the second half. Before they went on their 3-game run, they had lost 3 MAC games by a combined 16 points. It started with a miracle turnaround and comeback against Buffalo. Then they beat Ball State, then Eastern Michigan. Now they've retaken the lead here in the Frisco Bowl against Utah State. It started with a near turnover on a bad snap, and then Will Matthews, the 5th-year senior, playing hurt, but still playing. Kent State was 3-6 and down 21 points to Buffalo in their 10th game of the season. They came back by scoring 24 points in the final 8 minutes of that game. Beat Ball State on a late field goal, held off Eastern Michigan, won their final 3 by living on the edge. This game's been on the precipice all night, and Kent State has just retaken the lead, 34-27. Utah State will have it at the 40. Chris.
And Anish, they live by the motto, be the alpha. Sean Lewis came up with it. It means believing in your teammates, constantly improving. He came up with it a couple years ago while getting a pedicure with his wife. And watching on these sidelines, you get a sense that this team does not ever feel like they're going to lose. One player makes a mistake, all the teammates come up, give him a high five, a pat on the back. You got this. That belief radiates through the sidelines down here on Kent State's side.
Yeah, he was reading a book on raising a dog while getting that pedicure. And he read that when a new pup is born in a wolf pack, they think they're the alpha until they're checked. And that's what he wants his team to believe. Hey, you're here, you're new, it doesn't matter. Be the alpha. And you see that mantra, that motto plastered all over Kent State football. As Utah State looks for an answer here after a gain of a yard on first down. Jordan Love in his final collegiate game zips one a little too low for Nathan. It sets up 3rd down, and this is early in the 4th quarter. There's a lot of time left. Crucial 3rd down right now for Utah State.
It is in a game that's been like a tennis match and back and forth. You come up with a big play, I'll top you. And I think right now, if you're Utah State, you can't believe that Kent State is continuing to punch, because you felt like that last score might have knocked him down a little bit as we get an injury on the last play.
Dominic Hill, a native of nearby Fort Worth, Texas, is the injured Golden Flash player. We'll step aside.
Tropical Smoothie Cafe Frisco Bowl. Brought to you by Tropical Smoothie Cafe. Eat better and feel better at Tropical Smoothie Cafe.
Frisco Fast Packs. Both teams got together and helped underprivileged families, helping them with meals during their time here in Frisco. 'Tis the season of giving. And on the field, 34-27, Kent State on top. Jordan Love has said he's going to the NFL. This is his last game as an Aggie. He will skip his senior season. He's had a marvelous day. Dustin Crum has done it with his arm and his feet.
Yeah, both guys have had really a hot hand through the air, and you got to give it to Crum the way he's been able to maneuver with his legs.
Here's Tompkins racing around the corner. Got a good block upfield. Tompkins! And Utah State answers right back.
It has been punch, counter punch for 3.5 quarters so far tonight. This time Utah State with a big haymaker on the fly sweep motion. No one sets the edge, and great blocking on the perimeter on the outside. Jalen Warren put someone on his back, and that's all Tompkins needed. He just used that speed up the rail for 6 points.
And the sophomore from Fort Myers, Florida, now Eberle for the tie. 34-34. I got to give a shout out to my guy, David Hale, who writes for ESPN.com. I love you, David. He panned this and ranked this as the worst of the bowl matchups. Maybe Kent State and Utah State don't have the cachet. Okay, maybe on paper the matchup doesn't do it for everybody, but if you've watched this game, this has been fun. This has been entertaining. Fourth quarter tie game, back and forth. It means the world to Jordan Love to leave Utah State as a winner, and it means everything for Kent State to get that first bowl win in program history.
It's been fun to watch, and it's been fun to broadcast because you've got different guys making explosive plays for their teams. This time it's Tompkins with this 57-yard run for a touchdown to tie the game up at 34. It's been even pretty much everywhere with number of plays, with time of possession. Whoever has it last is going to win this football game.
Parker and Polk back deep. They won't get a chance. Short kick, and it looked like Kent State was able to cover it up. Both teams trying to avoid dangerous return men in Scarver and Parker. All right, John, your top non-New Year's Six bowls, the ones you have to watch.
Yeah, these are the ones. I can't wait to watch Alabama and Michigan and find out which teams show up for that one at the Citrus Bowl. I think Minnesota and Auburn might be the best matchup. Just for cachet, I got to throw in Iowa and USC because one coach was on his way out, one was trying to knock off the guys in the Big Ten, but Boise State and Washington, that just sentimental because of Chris Peterson.
Antoine Dixon, final game for him, and he's close to 100 yards receiving, up to 96. We told you what he's been through. Missed 2 seasons suffering from a rare blood disorder. Saw his weight drop to 125 pounds. Deep shot downfield. We're going to get a flag on DJ Williams. Blatant pass interference.
Pass interference, defense, number 7, 15-yard penalty from the previous spot, automatic first down.
You know, Anish, sometimes you can say some pass interference penalties are better than others. I think DJ saw that football and he said, I have no chance to get there. The receiver has a better chance. McCoy might catch this one. I'm just going to go ahead and tackle.
McCoy beat Williams for a long touchdown earlier. And in college, that is not a spot foul.
No,
it's 15 yards.
Smart play.
Will Matthews now into the game at running back. Matthews breaks the tackle in the backfield and then picks up 3, 2nd and 7.
I think the last couple of times Will has touched the football, he's broken a couple of arm tackles.
Devon Anderson, the senior out of Baltimore, is down. Helmet is off. He's in pain just inside the 40-yard line. And an injury timeout. Still plenty of time to go here in Frisco, tied at 34. Kent State on the move. Tonight marks just the 3rd meeting all-time between Utah State and Kent State. They met in 1973 and 74. That 73 game, Jack Lambert, yes, the Hall of Famer, had 14 tackles for Kent State. Those are the images from 1974. That Kent State team coached by the great Don James.
That's cool. I mean, just tradition going back and seeing when these guys first hooked up. 73 and 74, the last meeting, just awesome. And then you go from the black and white into today and tonight with 34-34 with 12:08 left to go, and both offenses unstoppable.
There's Crum using his feet again. He's been so lethal as a runner tonight. 141 rushing yards, a career high for the Kent State QB.
He's having a career night with his legs, and he's 6 for 6 for 101 through the air.
Dangerous pass. Carrigan corralled immediately. Only a gain of a yard.
In the second half, he hasn't missed. He's 7 for 7 through the air. So you match that with what he's done on the ground and the explosiveness on the outside with Dixon and the running of Matthews. This has been a really good balanced offense tonight.
Win or lose, he might be the MVP of this game.
That's right.
Crum has Kerrigan on the slant. Is he in? No, marked down just shy of the goal line. It'll bring up 1st and goal, Kent State, and they're moving quickly.
And here comes Will Matthews.
Matthews, second effort. Stopped.
Previous play, that strike from Crum to Kerrigan. It looks like the elbow or the knee right there. They get it right. It's about at the half-yard line, and a good defensive stand for Utah State on 1st and goal.
A yard away from the lead. Dixon is stopped again. Grayson, the nickelback, made the play. And it's now 3rd and goal in what could very well be 4-down territory.
Absolutely. I don't think you can settle for a field goal here. The last couple of times Utah State has been able to bow their backs and turn back Kent State inside the 5-yard line and in the red zone. You cannot settle for a field goal here.
Dixon in motion. Crum fakes the pitch. Shovels to Dixon. Touchdown, Kent State.
And how about the play call? What a great play call by offensive coordinator Andrew Souter. A little bit of motion, a little bit of flash to the short side. Dustin Crum's going to fake this to the wide side. He comes back to the short side. He had a chance to run it, but he ends up pitching it forward to Dixon, who walks in for 6 points.
Yeah, a little shot put to Antoine Dixon, having a career game in his final game for Kent State. Trickett's point after is good. Back and forth we go. Trading haymakers here in Frisco. 41-34 Kent State. When we come back, we'll tell you about Antoine Dixon's road to this point. Fifth-year senior Antoine Dixon has given Kent State the lead. Who would have thought that would have been possible a few years ago? This man missed 2 entire seasons fighting a rare blood disorder. He needed a life-saving bone marrow transplant from his father, Anthony. Came back last year, had a very productive season, and he was the Mayo Clinic Comeback Player of the Year. Look at those before and after pictures. 2016, 6 months later, able to leave the hospital early because he was ahead in his recovery. But at one point, his weight had dropped all the way down to 125 pounds. Now, a smile as wide as the state of Texas, and he's got his team in front with a chance to deliver Kent State's first bowl win in school history. Scarver had a little trouble picking it up. A dangerous return man ran out of real estate. Chris.
Anish, Antoine Dixon has used his story to help motivate kids. And if there's one group smiling tonight, it's Miss Carrie Linzo's 4th grade class at Davies Elementary. Dixon will go and visit them once a week. He says, anytime I'm feeling down, I just like to go visit the kids, and they get a blast learning from him and everything that he's been through.
Yeah, that's a wonderful young man. He's endured a lot. Adversity off the field, losing on the field, but again, a chance to go out as a winner. And a chance to make this a historic night for Kent State football. Still a lot of time left, and Utah State has an NFL quarterback right now at the trigger. Gerald Bright running to the sideline. And a vicious right arm helps him gain some positive yards. He is a load to bring down.
Bright has been the spark plug in the second half. I think for Utah State, they're looking for another guy that could make a big big-time play or a chunk yardage play, that's the guy they were looking for.
Big-time throw from Love. Mariner couldn't bring it in, but they'll get a penalty marker. Parker in coverage.
Pass interference, defense, number 7. 15-yard penalty for the previous spot. Automatic first down.
Jamal Parker getting back into the football game in this second half. Just at the end of this throw, I think it's just a bigger guy against a shorter body. This kind of in the paint basketball, get my body in front of you, and it's just tough to cover Marner. He's so big and he's so athletic and he's got that catch radius. It's tough for any defensive back on the other side.
So how does a smaller corner, and Parker's 5'8", how does he defend Mariner?
Well, you know what? He has to win earlier in the route. He has to get in better position. But you know what? You got to be able to get a little bit more pass rush on the quarterback Love. He's had all day to throw the football.
Bright changes direction, and Magellan's his way.
Ball's out.
The ball is out. Kent State says they have it. Their bench erupting. And the Golden Flashes recover the fumble with 8:46 to go in regulation.
It might have been West on the fumble, on the forced fumble. I'm not sure who was on the bottom of the pile, but it looked like West had the big hit.
Alex Hogue recovered the fumble. Zane West, who had started a lot of games on that defensive line, comes from behind to jar it loose.
Yeah, it looked like Lawrence Burke was there to clean it up. West was there first. It almost felt like Gerald Bright. He stumbled before the hit and lost the football, lost control of the football. That helped with the forced fumble.
Sudden change. Do you take a shot downfield?
Why not? But I might even run the football at quarterback.
Crum. Off the hands of Price, who was wide open. He has to catch that one.
You have to catch that. There's no question. That was perfectly thrown football, and you're going to pay the price if you're Dustin Crum. Off of the play action, you're able to step up, throw the football. You don't see what happens. You just hear the sigh from the fans of Kent State.
Utah State's defense has done a nice job tonight in these situations. Off of a turnover, they've done a good job holding their ground. It's another big opportunity for the Aggies. Or will Kent State pull away? Dixon. Big block delivered by Matthews, who delivers an Ali Liston-like stare down afterwards.
All night long, Kent State has been blocking on the perimeter, whether it's been the jet sweep runs or it's been the screen plays. Number 2 in gold is going to deliver a pop. That's playing for your teammates.
Crum steps up, nobody open, able to escape as he's done so many times tonight, and he picks up a big first down for Kent State.
Amazing how Dustin Crum has been able to take a bad play, a negative play, and turn it into a positive play with his athleticism, his awareness to be able to run the football. 20 runs now for 150 yards.
He came into the game having led the MAC in passer rating and pass efficiency, number 1 in the conference in completion percentage. And he was this team's leading rusher entering this bowl game. A career-high 150 yards on the ground tonight. Toss to Matthews in space. Matthews with a burst. And a red zone opportunity for Kent State on the attack, looking to go up 2 scores.
And again, it's Dixon blocking on the perimeter on the outside. The offensive line being able to get upfield to that second level, and speed on the outside by Matthews.
And a penalty marker.
Snap infraction, 54 offense, 5-yard penalty, first down.
Say it like you mean it, Ken. Was he calling attendance at Ferris Bueller's High School too?
He might have been. I thought that's where you got him from.
Crum keeps it and thrown down by Henniger.
That's the first time I think I've seen the first defender take down the quarterback in any type of escape, scramble, or design run tonight. Really good play by Henninger.
Crum 11 passing yards away from his second 300-100 game of the season. Joshim Bangda, no, it's Crum. And it's Henninger with another TFL. And Utah State's defense making a couple of big plays.
They're answering again. This will be the third time that Kent State has had the ball inside the red zone. And now it's outside the red zone because of the back-to-back plays by Nick Henninger. Terrific awareness. It looked like he was going to give the football, was Crum, to the running back, Will Matthews. He ends up taking it. But the defense turns it into a huge loss on second down.
Both these teams do have outstanding kickers. And Kent State still very much in field goal range for Matthew Trickett, who has 4 field goals tonight.
Well, you'd sure love to give some positive yards on third down, though.
Bangda. And when you know you have a good kicker, that's a good play. You set Trickett up now for a field goal from inside 40. He's the special teams player of the year in MAC. If he makes this one, he would set a school record with 5 field goals in a game.
Well, that run on third down does a couple things. It gets that clock moving, and it makes it a 2-score game if you can convert here with Trickett on the field goal.
He's been so good all season. A game winner in overtime against Kennesaw State. Hit the game winner in the thrilling comeback against Buffalo. Hit one against Ball State in the final 20 seconds. That was the difference in the game to make it a 10-point game. And Trickett, a perfect 5 of 5. The 5 field goals in one game. A Kent State school record.
We end up cashing in. This is a good snap, good hold, and an excellent kick. He's been perfect on the evening. Not an easy night to kick the football, but he's been doing it all season long.
What a fun football game this has been, and Kent State now less than 5 minutes away from its first bowl win in school history. Tonight on SportsCenter, how Friday changed the Eastern Conference in the NBA. Mavericks, Sixers going at it. They'll detail the impact of some of the big games, plus the best from day one of college football's bowl season. We've had a pretty good one. You'll see highlights of this game. And the Bills, can they be a test for Tom Brady and the Patriots? That Buffalo defense has been vaunted this year.
It has been. Buffalo's been kind of resilient as a football team. They find ways to win, and now they're becoming a little bit more dominant, but the ultimate challenge is knocking off the Patriots.
And for Utah State, in the twilight now of this game and of Jordan Love's career as an Aggie, his next stop will be in the NFL. He's got a Senior Bowl invite, Pro Day, the Combine, interviews. Well, he'll have to address some of the events of this week, the citation, along with a few teammates for marijuana possession. But he's got a chance to leave Utah State on a high note if he can rally this team in the final 5 minutes.
Well, he's had an excellent night throwing the football, 22 of 28 for 231 yards, 2 touchdowns, and an interception. He's been willing to run the football tonight, but it's been his explosive right arm. It's been the awareness in the pocket. It's been his accuracy with the football, getting it close to receivers for big plays, and then his timing, his overall timing in the pass offense has been really good tonight.
John, man coverage right now on Mariner. Parker playing press at the line. Throwing the ball just in the direction of Mariner has been a good play today.
Here it comes.
He either catches it like he does there, or it's been a penalty marker more often than not.
When he's covered, he's not covered. That's the trick with Mariner. When he's covered, he's not covered. He's got size, he's got length, and all you have to do as a quarterback is put it close to him.
Love looking for Mariner again. And another first down. Utah State not going away quietly.
Good job of retreating in the pocket. Only a 3-man rush, so he's able to scan, not panic, get it close again to Mariner. He's going to come up with a big catch.
Far sideline incomplete. He wanted Tompkins, who has a couple of scores tonight.
I just like the presence in the pocket. Love's awareness that only 3 defenders are pass rushing on that previous play, the big play over the middle to Mariner. He's able to scan, retreat a little bit, buy some time, find a throwing lane, and then get it close.
Aggies have 3 timeouts. If you score quickly, you can get a stop, and you'll have a chance. Love checks down, brought in with one hand by Bright. And Gerald Bright inside the 30. It sets up a big 3rd down.
Boy, nice catch by Bright. One-handed catch. He turned a harmless incompletion into a positive gain.
And again, they've got a good kicker in Eberle. A field goal makes it a 1-score game, so if you're Love,
you got to get points here.
You don't want to force anything if it's not there.
And I wouldn't rule out him tucking the football. If he doesn't like anything downfield, he's been able to run the football fairly effectively tonight.
On 3rd and 4, Love pumps. Majette wanted a hold. Now Love backpedaling. Nothing there. He'll throw.
I think that's a catch for a 1st down.
And that's going to be a 1st down catch. You're right. It's Jordan Nathan, old reliable.
Again, Love keeping the play alive. Didn't panic. Found a receiver. Knew where the sticks were. And moves the chains.
Back to the air. Open receiver. It's caught by Nathan. Flags down.
It didn't look like there was any pass interference downfield. This is
Yalta Conference at the 6-yard line.
There's no foul for 2 many men on the field. 1st down.
So all that for naught. It's 1st down for Utah State. 1st and goal from the 5-yard line. 3:32 to go. The Aggies have all of their timeouts. Tompkins in motion. Bright up the middle. Flag down. Bright in the end zone if it stands. Looks like it is coming back.
Illegal formation, offense. 5 men in the backfield. 5-yard penalty. 1st down.
The caffeinated Ken Ante. And there's Gary Anderson. 1st season back. 2nd stint with Utah State.
Well, you talked about it a few plays back. It's the size and the speed on the outside by Mariner. Down in the red zone, he's going to get press coverage again. Might be another opportunity for Love to look his way.
Love looks that way. Wants Mariner. Parker all over him. Mariner looking for a flag. It's not there.
It has been physical. Whoever gets the assignment of Mariner, it's been physical out on the perimeter. Love just 1 step after the shotgun snap. I think with the left hand, Jamal was a little physical. Wraps it around Mariner and grabs and turns him. That could have been easily called for pass interference.
More often than not, though, you throw it in his direction, good things happen.
That's right.
He had Mariner momentarily on the drag. Now Love still buying time. Mariner's open. Touchdown! Alone, all alone. Cioce Mariner. And Utah State not going away.
Another opportunity for Jordan Love to buy time behind the line of scrimmage, scramble, keep the play alive, allow his receivers to find some open green grass. Mariner found it in the far corner of the end zone, and Love found him for 6 points.
They're really going the field is a touchdown. The previous play is under review.
It looked to be pretty clear cut that Mariner was in. Another look.
As he goes on the under route, he came from the short side to the far side. I think he stayed inbounds the entire way. Now, it looks like a clean catch with not only 1 but 2 feet inbounds. Let's take another look.
And that's a catch.
Yeah, I don't know what they're looking at. The heels were off the ground, both feet inbounds. All you needed is 1 in college football, and it looked like a clean touchdown to me.
Ruling on the field was a catch. Indisputable video evidence needed to overturn it.
What a great play, though, by Jordan Love to be able to keep that play alive behind the line of scrimmage. He's done it probably 4 or 5 times, twice on that drive. He was able to do it once for a first down that kept moving the chains for Utah State, and then for the big touchdown to Mariner.
You know what? It's a cold day. Can we get referee Ken Ante some coffee? Because this is an exciting game.
The ruling on the field, a touchdown, is confirmed.
I love it.
44-40. Eberle has never missed a point after. He'll try to make it 44-41. COC Mariner, grad transfer from Utah.
Consistent.
4th career 100-yard game, or 4th 100-yard game of the season today. 2nd team all-conference receiver. Eberle's kick is good. 44-41. Utah State has 3 timeouts. And they'll need a stop against the Kent State offense that has been able to move the ball almost at will at times this season. Or I should say in this game. Fans, tune into the ESPN app for the post-game trophy ceremony presented by Capital One immediately following this game. Kent State 3 minutes and 6 seconds away from its first bowl win in school history. Only 3 previous bowl appearances. The last time they went to a bowl game was the GoDaddy Bowl following the 2012 season. That was the great campaign under Darrell Hazel, who then left to go to Purdue.
Right.
Before that, their last bowl game was the 1972 Tangerine Bowl. Don James, Gary Pinkel, Nick Saban on that team.
It's been a long time, and you know, both of these football teams, when you talked to them yesterday, how passionate they were and how much this game meant to both programs. It just wasn't another bowl game.
Kent State guarding for an onside kick here. Instead, Eberle, a line drive kick. It's taken by Parker. Parker could go. Parker down the sideline, a touchdown-saving tackle. He's inside the 15-yard line. Less than 3 minutes to go.
What a job by Parker. Awareness, getting in the charity hop. He looked like he was playing shortstop there, and then the special teams just part. It's going to be a foot race to the end zone. He gets tackled around the 13-yard line, so it's going to be great field position with 2:57 left in this game.
Now, Utah State has 3 timeouts, and their defense has done a good job when Kent State has been in the red zone. So you can still hold Kent State to a field goal here and have a chance to win the game.
They've done it a couple of times in this football game so far, but the running has been the difference from Dustin Crum, especially in the red zone. You might look for your quarterback to keep a couple of these.
Instead, it's Matthews. He's inside the 10, and the Golden Flashes know if they score a touchdown, they can put this thing away.
It's going to be difficult for Jordan Love and that offense to come back from a 2-score deficit with this clock running. You may want to think about taking a timeout here if you're Utah State. I think you had to burn one there.
They don't, and Kent State is going to bleed this clock. Now they can run off another 12 seconds or so.
Yeah, if I'm Kent State, I don't snap this football until it's under 3 seconds on the play clock.
Play clock at 2. Matthews up the middle.
You got to call a timeout now.
And now Utah State does call a timeout. 2:06 to go.
Timeout. Timeout. Utah State. They're first. It'll be 30 seconds.
1972 Tangerine Bowl. Don James, the legendary head coach who had success then at Washington. And on that team, the Hall of Famer, Jack Lambert. Nick Saban was a DB. Gary Pinkel was the tight end. Pinkel would go on to have a great career as Missouri's head coach. Look at Jack Lambert, Hall of Fame inductee. So much talk this week for Kent State about what it meant to get here. They beat Buffalo in a game that changed their season. Down by 21, less than 8 minutes to go. They came back, won in regulation, beat Ball State on a late field goal, held off Eastern Michigan. Players were telling us yesterday, after that Buffalo win, they knew they would not lose again. Backs to the wall in this game at times, unfazed by the pressure.
You're right. It elevated everything they've done since that point, at practice and especially at game time.
3rd down, 3 to go, ball on the 6. Matthews up the middle, needs to get to the 3 for a first down.
I think he's just shy.
He's going to be just shy. Utah State calls it second timeout, 1:59 to go. It's 4th down for Kent State.
Timeout, Utah State.
That was tough.
Second. It'll be 30 seconds.
That was tough running in between the tackles.
You need about a yard, John, and it might be a yard to win the game. If you're Kent State,
I think you go for it.
Do you go for it?
Yeah, absolutely. Even if you don't get it, you leave Jordan Love with about 96 yards to go.
And nobody is coming off the sidelines for Kent State.
Timeout, Utah State. They're second.
On the season, Kent State has been very good on 4th down, 7 of 10 on the year, but 5 out of their last 6 opportunities they've been able to convert. Boy, would this one be special.
They have added a couple of seconds back on the clock, and John, I look at it this way. From Sean Lewis's perspective, you may need just 1 yard to win the game. As good as Matthew Trickett has been tonight with the 5 field goals, if you put Trickett on the field, even if he makes it, Jordan Love, final series potentially as an Aggie with a chance to win, why put the ball in the hands of a guy who's going to play in the NFL as a quarterback? Why not try to get the yard and win it right here?
I think that there is no question. I think there was no question in head coach Sean Lewis's mind when he looks at his team and what they've gone through this year. They want to win by converting a tough yard. They want to be able to do this.
Correction. Timeout was Utah State.
That's what he said initially, right?
I thought so too. The first time.
4th down, 1 to go. Matthews, the running back. Utah State loads up the box. Crum will keep it. He's got the first down. Touchdown, Dustin Crum. Trickett's point after is good. Kent State with a 2-score lead with less than 2 minutes to go.
4th and 1 to win the game. Why not Dustin Crum? 23 attempts on the ground, 147 yards, and none more important than the final 4.5 yards as he gets inside of the Utah State defense and finds his way into the end zone. What an outstanding effort by Crum.
What a remarkable run over the last 4 games for Kent State football, from 3-6. Their players were telling us, against Buffalo, they had the second string ready to come into the game.
That's right.
If they didn't recover the onside kick against Buffalo, the second string was coming in. Now they got a chance to win a bowl game for the first time. Tonight's Capital One player of the game, it's Dustin Crum. 289 yards passing, 147 on the ground, 3 total touchdowns. You had Jordan Love, an NFL quarterback, on the other side. Crum was the better quarterback in the game today. He was the best player on the field today.
He's been the best player on the field, and it's unbelievable talking with him yesterday. So unassuming. Everything was just kind of, I'm going to try to go do this and do that. He's done it at a level tonight that he's probably never played at before in his life, especially for his teammates and those seniors that are trying to start a legacy here at Kent State.
Utah State ball at the 25, down 2 scores, 1 timeout left. And this could be the last time that we see Jordan Love as a Utah State Aggie. He will not come back as a senior. Told his coach he was playing in this game no matter what. Wanted to be there for his teammates. That looked up in the air due to some off-the-field stuff early in the week. He's here. He has the support of his coach and his school. And he'll try to make this interesting.
Hey, and he has played really well tonight. 28 of 36 for 312 yards, 3 touchdowns. He's been outstanding in his own regard.
Bright taken down in the backfield, Zane West.
Need a timeout if you're Utah State.
You only have 1, and they burn it.
Utah State, their last. It'll be 30 seconds.
And if you're Kent State right now, I think you've got to know, more than likely, if it's a deep ball, it's going in the direction of COC Mariner.
Play the football. Don't let anything go over your head, and be deep as the deepest if you're playing center field. That's for sure.
Kent State has been to 3 bowl games before. The GoDaddy Bowl following the 2012 season, the Tangerine Bowl in 1972, and the 1954 Refrigerator Bowl in Evansville, Indiana, where they lost to Delaware. 0-3. Sean Lewis, second-year head coach, youngest head coach in the FBS, 33 years old. Before the game, he was running 100-yard sprints on the field, listening to Drake in his headphones. And Love is thrown to the ground. Alex Hogue, the sack. They can sense it on that Kent State sideline.
They finally get to quarterback Jordan Love. They've been close. They get to him there on 2nd down.
Now 3rd and 18. Love pumps. Incomplete. Underthrew the tight end, Terrell. And it's 4th down.
For all the things that Jordan Love has done in his career for Utah State, what he wouldn't give for 19 yards here and a 1st down.
3-man rush. Kent State takes over on downs, and the Golden Flashes a couple of kneel downs away from the first bowl win in program history.
What an outstanding turnaround for Kent State. The way they started this season, the middle of the year, 3-6. They roll off 3 victories when it looked hopeless against Buffalo. Find a way against Ball State. Come back against Eastern Michigan. This bowl game meant so much. These seniors wanted it so badly to get their first bowl victory in their career. And it looks like it's a couple, you're right, a couple kneel downs away.
In mid-November, at 3-6, and down by 21 with less than 8 minutes to go in the 4th quarter, who thought the season would end in victory formation in a bowl game? But Sean Lewis preached a couple of words: belief and work. They believed and they worked, and he said the last 3-4 games of the season, that was a culmination of 2 years of hard work, finally coming through, finally realizing and learning and executing down the stretch to finish a ball game.
Yeah, it's been outstanding by a young head coach in his 2nd year. Only 2 victories last year, and the way this season was going, it wasn't looking promising, to say the least. They've found a way to come back all season long, and they found a way to come back tonight.
A well-deserved Gatorade bath for Sean Lewis. And Kent State, for the first time in program history, has won a bowl game. You ask, what do these games mean? It meant something tonight for Kent State. It meant something for Jordan Love. Maybe it didn't have the cachet of some of the other bowl games, but this was a fun watch from start to finish. And we saw a Kent State team finish a season in a way nobody could have imagined, winning their final 4 games and needing fourth quarter resolve in all 4 of those wins.
You know, it was a fun game to broadcast. It was a fun game for a fan just to watch these offenses keep coming back. And some of the defense, you know, you take a look at Utah State. They were able to hold Kent State twice to field goal opportunities to give their quarterback and their offense a chance to come back and tie the football game up, take the lead even in the second half. But in that fourth quarter, and you can't say enough about the way Dustin Crum orchestrated his offense, the way they were able to use the screen game, use his legs and his arm down the field to have a career night. And gosh, he was the MVP, and clear MVP in my opinion.
Kent State was coming off back-to-back 2-10 seasons. They've only had 3 previous winning seasons since 1978. It's the only program that's been playing at the FBS level prior to 2010 with a bowl win. So much of that changed tonight. It happened on November 14th down against Buffalo. This was the play, the onside kick. If they don't recover, the second string was ready to go in. Then Xavier Williams takes the screen pass, makes it a 1-score game. Kent State comes back with a blocked punt. Mike Carrigan, a touchdown catch to tie the game, and then the final seconds of regulation, Matthew Trickett, the game-winning field goal. Kent State's season stayed alive. They won their next 2. They won today. Down to the field, and Chris Budden.
Lewis receiving some hugs. Coach, you had to win 4 straight to get here. You had to beat Buffalo down 21 with 8 minutes left. You come here today and you pick up your first bowl victory in school history. What has it been about this team all year?
They're a resilient group. They love to work. Built in Northeast Ohio with Northeast Ohio kids and from Western Pennsylvania and guys that love work. We talk all the time that work works, and these kids put in a tremendous amount of work that gives them confidence, gives them conviction. And they finished the magical run the right way tonight.
You were 2-10 last year. What has this been like for you to witness this team leave a legacy?
It's not about me. It's about these kids, and it's about this group of seniors that stayed the course here, believed in what we were building, and now they've laid a cornerstone. And this ain't your old grandpa's Kent State. This is flash fast football, and we're doing new and great things, and these kids are the reason because of it.
And I'm going to bring in a guy who's had a heck of a ride, Antoine Dixon. You missed 2 years of football.
Yes, ma'am.
You get here and you have a career night. What does this mean, this moment to you?
All year I've been stressing because I haven't touched the end zone, but it came at the right time. I had a big game, and I can't thank my teammates enough. The line blocked great. Crum made great throws and stuff all game. So our defense played good. I mean, wish we could have played better, but we won, and that's all that matters.
Your senior class talks about this win leaves a legacy. What is that legacy?
We changed the culture, and that's all we can do. I mean, I have another year, so I mean, I know the fans are love to hear that, but I mean, it just flash fast. That's all it is.
I appreciate it. Congratulations.
Thank you.
Antoine Dixon missed 2 entire seasons due to a rare blood disorder. Needed a life-saving bone marrow transplant. Now a champion in a bowl game. Sean Lewis enjoying the bath of a lifetime. 33 years old, youngest head coach in the FBS. And Chris Budden, before she could get a word in, Sean Lewis mobbed by his players. Flash fast indeed. Kent State on a national stage started something tonight. It's the start of bowl season, right? And a beginning for Kent State. These seniors will come back and could be the group that started it all for the Golden Flashes. Kent State wins a bowl game for the first time in school history. This is the Tropical Smoothie Cafe Frisco Bowl Trophy Ceremony presented by Capital One. The festivities down on the field are about to begin, but first, this message.
I promise that you'll never find another like me.
With the Capital One Saver Card, you earn 4% cash back on dining and 4% on entertainment. So when you go out, you cash in. What's in your wallet?
What was Crumb's final stats?
Final score here in Frisco at the Tropical Smoothie Cafe Frisco Bowl. Kent State 51, Utah State 41. Let's take a look at tonight's Capital One rewarding performance, and that was the Kent State quarterback, Dustin Crum. He was not the starter when the season began. Took over in week 2 and played the best game of his career in the bowl game to deliver not just a signature win for this program, a historic win for this program.
Well, he was outstanding from start to finish. In the first quarter, he had an answer, a score with a score, and he did it mostly with his legs. He was able to find ways to carve up yardage against the Utah State defense on the ground. 147 yards through the air, 289 yards, and 2 scores. He kept finding explosive plays in this offense, none better than when he got inside the red zone, and he ended it with his legs on a quarterback keeper off the left side for 6 points.
And Dustin Crum, almost 300 yards passing, 100 plus on the ground. And Kent State, bowl champions. A bowl victory for the first time in school history. A program that had some hope last year. A lot of close games in Sean Lewis's first season. This year at 3-6, they had lost 3 straight close games in conference, but finding ways to win down the stretch. One of the great season narratives of any school that's in the postseason, from 3-6 and down 21 with 8 minutes to go to victory formation at the end of a bowl game.
Well, just take a look at that game. You know, it's at the end of the season. The second team's about ready to warm up and go in, and they get a big onside kick. They go on and win, and they win 2 other games, but they did it in all 3 phases. Tonight, they were perfect in special teams. They get a turnover. They were perfect in field goals. They won field position battles all night. Offense and defense playing off of each other. That led to their first bowl victory in school history.
And a winning season for Kent State. That's something that had only happened 3 times since 1978. We are moments away from the trophy presentation. The unchoreographed ballet of the post-game festivities after a bowl win, and a historic one at that for Kent State tonight.
Smoothie Cafe Frisco Bowl Championship Trophy presentation. We are here tonight to celebrate what a remarkable performance by both Utah State and your 2019 Tropical Smoothie Cafe Frisco Bowl champion, Kent State Golden Flashes. Here to help with the trophy presentations this evening are Tropical Tropical Smoothie Cafe CEO Charles Watson, Executive Director of the Tropical Smoothie Cafe Frisco Bowl, Sean Johnson, and Frisco Mayor Jeff Cheney, who will help us present our offensive and defensive MVP awards tonight. Our first award goes to defensive MVP, Quantrez. They call him Q.
There you go, bud.
Quantrez Knight, congratulations. Congratulations, that last stop at the end of the game was so critical to preserving that lead.
Yes, ma'am. I can't express how I feel about Kent State, man. Kent State believed in me when no one else believed in me. I thank Coach Sean Lewis. I thank Coach Kaufman. I thank Coach Will, all the defensive coaches, man. I'm just so happy to be here.
And then not much of a shock. Offensive MVP for the 2019 Tropical Smoothie Cafe Frisco Bowl. You know who it is. The quarterback, Dustin Crum. Absolutely a career night for you. 289 yards passing, 2 touchdowns, career night on the ground as well. The team's leading rusher, 147 yards rushing. You're an aerospace engineering major. I think you engineered quite a performance tonight for your team for its first ever bowl win.
Yes, ma'am. I'm just so happy for the university, the program. I mean, we weren't supposed to be here, and yet here we are. I mean, it's awesome.
Congratulations. Celebrate the moment. And then finally, it is the moment we have all been waiting for. Time for Charles Watson, CEO of Tropical Smoothie Cafe, to present the 2019 Tropical Smoothie Cafe Frisco Bowl to Golden Flash head coach Sean Johnson. Sean Lewis, sorry. That was a mistake. Please go ahead.
It's a heavy one.
Coach Lewis. I bet a green smoothie never tasted so good, did it?
I tell you what, I love these boys. After the night that they had, the season that we've had, the legacy they've left, I'll take a green smoothie all the time.
What can you say about the way this team finished the year? You won 3 in a row to become bowl eligible. Your first bowl win in school history. A winning season. How proud are you of your men tonight?
Yeah, I can't be any more proud of our kids. It's just a tremendous resolve by them. It's a testament to their character. Brand new Kent State, flash fast football, we're here to stay. This is the standard, this is the expectation. We only going up for here. Appreciate all of Kent State Nation for being here. We going to Club Dome.
Head coach Sean Lewis and the Kent State Golden Flashes, the 2019 Tropical Smoothie Cafe Frisco Bowl champions. On behalf of everyone at the Frisco Bowl, have a wonderful holiday season. Back to you.
Smoothie man!
Well, now we figured out how that would go.
Thank you all for attending the 2019 Tropical Smoothie Cafe Frisco